Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot with your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. Today, we are going to do the topic of information that you need to know about someone in your life. So, this could possibly be someone that's been on your mind, or a situation or a circumstance that's come up with a particular person. And we're going to find out information in regards to that. And also, I'm going to be using the I Ching today to get you some direct guidance. And first, before we get into it, I do want to say thank you to any and all who are a part of this journey with me and my tribe. I'm truly honored to be sharing this space and this time with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all sharing this human experience and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. These are general readings, so please keep that in mind moving forward. Only take what resonates and leave what does not. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links below in the description box in order to do so. You may email me if you're interested in a personal reading, and I will get you out further information from there. You may also follow me on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. Also, if you're interested in becoming a member, there is a join button down below where the subscribe button is or used to be. And when you click on that, it will show you the 3 levels I have available, as well as those options that come with each level. So I do hope to see you on memberships. And if not, thank you for your continued support here. So I'm so excited. Things have been changing. The energy within myself has been greatly shifting, and I feel like this is something across the collective. There's been a big change within the collective, and so that's something to definitely look forward to, even though change is very uncomfortable. And, I did talk about this in the podcast that I posted for Wednesday, the 26th. Of March. I went over how I myself am dealing with a huge change in my life, in my professional life, and across the board, really. And it has been a very uncomfortable, even though I'm extremely comfortable with change, there are still levels that we go through that still make us go beyond what it is that we were once comfortable in. And so the doubt does come up. The doubt becomes a real thing. And I feel like the whole reason that they want me to bring this up on the intro here is to remind you that no matter what we're changing, a dragonfly just flew by the window, no matter what we're changing, no matter what we are shifting in our lives, that change can always help us grow into a new version of ourselves when we accept it and allow it to become a part of our journey. So instead of resisting here, the goal today, and I feel like the overall collective affirmation for this reading and moving forward, is I accept the change that's meant to come into my life with open arms and understanding that it's for my highest good. And I just feel like I need to mention that on this reading for whatever reason. So let's go ahead and move into the prayer. And today we are using the Kuan Yin cards. It's been a while since I brought these out. They wouldn't leave it alone. They said these are the cards I needed to use for this reading. And as well, this is a channeled message that I did receive to do. So we're going to get into it. I'm actually really excited to do this reading. I don't know why. There's like something that's meant to come out here today for everyone. So let's get into it. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this reading, whether it's for a moment's time or for the entire time. I ask that you wrap us in the inner knowledge that comes from within to help us ground deeply into this root of wisdom that derives from the unconditional love that you bring into our lives, to remind us that no matter what we're going through, no matter what it is that we're experiencing, no matter what it is that we may come across or have happen within our lives, that we are able to choose in this moment to be in a higher vibration. It may be a challenge, But once we begin to practice and truly dedicate ourselves to this practice of choosing to live our lives consciously and to let go of old patterns and to let go of old behaviors and to let go of our own toxic traits, which we all have, that's part of being human. But we get to choose how we live. That none of us are free from sin, but equally so that all of us can find atonement in our choice to vibrate at a level of love and acceptance and truth within our core. And I ask that you guide us with your steady hand and your unshakable bond to us, to remind us that we too have this choice and the strength to make it here in this now moment without questioning it, that we can trust the process fully. As these words are spoken unto this space and unto this reading, so shall they be. Amen. Aho, ase. Thank you, my beloved source. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me go ahead and set that up. Wow, if I can get it inside the incense burner. Okay, just a second here. Get that off and not blow out the candle. All right. Now, I did shuffle these beforehand, so we're ready to go. Okay, wow, we've got 2 cards falling out here. Let's put them in the deck somewhere. I'm not even going to look at them because I'd have to read them. And yeah, so we'll see if they want to make an appearance. I have no idea what they are. They'll make an appearance. So source for pile number 1, what Kuan Yin Oracle card will help us better understand the information we need to know about this someone in pile number 1's life? Okay, thank you. And source for pile number 2, what Kuan Yin Oracle card do we need in order to better understand about someone in pile 2's life? What we need to know about this someone. Thank you. Okay, source. And for pile number 3, what Kuan Yin Oracle card will help us better understand what pile number 3 needs to know about someone in their life? 1 card, please. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and get that out today. I'm really excited about using the I Ching. I've been studying it on my own for a while. I use it in my own life, and it's pretty awesome, actually. It takes a long time to get to know, and so it's kind of one of those things, like, I'm not a pro at it by any means. However, the wisdom that comes from it is very direct and straightforward, and sometimes can be sarcastic and sometimes can be very loving. So I just want to point that out, and I will point that out on the readings as well, but I'm just really excited. So let me make sure we're in frame here. Okay, so for pile number 1, we have this beautiful piece of sodalite for you to choose from, if I can get it to focus. All right. Perfect. For pile number 2, we do have this beautiful piece of rose quartz. And my air conditioner may turn on and off during the reading, so. And this, for pile 3, we have a beautiful piece of amethyst. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever pile you feel drawn to, that should be your pile, and I will see you over there. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of sodalite, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on information you need to know about someone in your life. First things first, I want to say thank you to anyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, to show up and be a part of this incredible tribe. I'm so honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to come as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self, okay? Please keep in mind they are general readings, so only take what resonates, leave what does not. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box. How to reach out to me for a personal reading. Also, how to head on over to my podcast on Spotify at Scatter Love Radio. If you are interested in becoming a member, memberships are now live. So there's a join button down below that you can click on. It'll show you the levels I have available as well as what comes with each level. So I do hope to see you over on memberships. And if not, that is all right. Thank you for your continued support here. Quickly though, I do want to point out I am using the I Ching today. This is going to be a first for me bringing it on to readings. Okay, I've been working with the I Ching for a little while. I was drawn to use it for advice, all right? So if you're wondering, I do have a deck of cards. Usually this is done with coins, where you shuffle the coins and then you do this 6 times until you get an answer. See if you have changing lines. If you're like, I don't even know what the heck that means, don't worry about it. I'm just giving you a little update, heads up here, okay? So I'm going to be drawing 2 I Ching at the end of this for advice. And I want to point out that the I Ching can be sarcastic. Sometimes it can be very direct and blunt. And other times it can be very loving and kind. So being that this is more directed towards a person, they wanted me to bring the I Ching out today. And we're going to try it. I just want to point that out, that the I Ching kind of has a personality of its own, and it's never faltered, right? Like, it's sometimes it's your best friend, sometimes it's like, are you kidding me? Sometimes it's like, wow, you should have figured this out, but you didn't. And it's all from a place of love, but it's like sometimes we already know the answer, and it's like telling us that we already know the answer, so it's not going to give us the answer, okay? And so it's not from a place of maliciousness or anything like that. It's really a loving best friend. Like, you know, your best friend would tell you you look terrible in something, and that's the I Ching. It's going to tell you if it looks terrible or not, right? Like, it's just some way that it goes. So let's get into it. Source for pile number 1. What do they need to know about someone in their life? What can you tell us, Source? For pile number 1, what do they need to know about someone in their life, Source? What can you share with us? Okay, so we've got Cancer, the 3rd house, and Venus. So this could be a soulmate, all right? This could also be someone that you've known for a very long time. Someone that comes from your childhood. It could very well be a sibling. You might be a twin, an actual physical twin in the fraternal identical twin, or this could be a twin flame, all right? So I'm just opening that up to your interpretation. We do have Venus here. So it does feel like this could be a soulmate in your life, but remember that soulmates can take various forms. This is someone who, right off the bat, I heard passive aggressive. Okay, this is someone who's very passive aggressive. This is someone who wants to make you feel guilty for the things that are going on in their life. Like, they really go out of their way to get your attention by making you feel bad about something that they're going through that actually has nothing to do with you, right? Like, it's like, you should have known better. You should have treated me better. You should have figured it out. Like, you should have solved my issue. And part of the reason that they do that is because they see you moving up. They see you moving on, and they see you doing better things, and they see you attracting a lot of good things into your life, okay? And it's interesting because Cancer can be a very nurturing energy, and I actually do feel like this person uses that side of themselves to, it's like a hook and bait, right? Like, or bait and hook. They're using nurturing kindness and compassion to manipulate others. And so this is someone who does this. They're coming at you from a place of, I really, really need you. I really have to ask your advice. But then when you don't tell them what it is that they want to hear, they get upset. They're like, oh no, like, you should have known better. Like, you shouldn't have told me that. Like, you should have told me exactly what I wanted to hear. And this could be a mother. This could be someone that is a Cancer, a Gemini, a Taurus, or a Libra. This could be someone that has Venus in Scorpio. This could be someone that has a Scorpio moon, a Leo moon, or an Aquarius rising. That's what's coming through, like, so strong right now. But the energy here is they're saying like it's someone that you hold near and dear to your heart. This is someone that you do care about. So this could be someone that you feel like you have a very you've had a very long affiliation with this person, and so there's some sort of obligation that's feeling of coming through here. But it does feel like there's this energy of you're beginning to vibrate higher and move on, and they want to control that. They want to hold on to you. They want to keep you in a small-minded place, in a place of lack and suffering, because when you were in lack and suffering, you did what this person wanted you to. I do also hear that this person could very well be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, a water sign. Watery energy is coming through very heavily on this reading, okay? So this is someone who has a lot of deep emotions. The well runs deep, and they like to take people into the darkness with them because they don't want to deal with it by themselves. They feel like they're drowning when they're having to deal with it on their own. And they don't like that, right? They don't like that at all. So let us grab some tarot and find out more. So source, look, I split the deck. We have the Ace of Swords and we have the King of Cups on the bottom, showing that this could very well be a Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is someone who's just emotionally unavailable. This is someone who uses their emotions to make others feel bad. And I feel like at times you maybe thought you were crazy because you're like, what? But I care about this person. And they do go out of their way to show that they care sometimes. But if you step back, you'll begin to notice a pattern that this person only shows that they care because they're using it as a transaction, as a further, like, in the future, they're going to come back and be like, hey, do you remember that time when we did this? Well, you owe me this. So they're only doing it with the sole purpose of gaining access to you at a later time. Nothing is done out of the care and emotion and love of their hearts. This is all done so that they have basically, they feel like you're indebted to them, and when they feel like you're indebted to them, that they can cash in at any time. So source, what does pile number one need to know? What's the information they need to know about this person in their life? Can you share some more with us here, source, on the information that pile number one needs to know about this person in their life? Yeah, they may have betrayed you time and time again. It may not be apparent. It may be something that you're feeling intuitively. That they do want you to believe that they're emotionally stable. So they're kind of wishy-washy. And I feel like you maybe have caught them in some lies as well. You've caught this person just telling you one thing, and then 2 or 3 days later they tell you something that's completely different. And they don't even think twice about it. And the thing is because they don't remember who they told was. So they're just telling everybody like they're telling them the first time. So you're not the only one caught in this weird web. But, source, what would you like to tell pile one? What's the information that pile number one needs to know about this person? What's the information that pile number one needs to know about this person? Cards are flying out. All right, what do we got on the bottom? Yeah, we've got the Ace of Coins on the bottom in the reverse. This is a very interesting energy. This is someone, look, Pisces energy, Sag energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy here. This is someone who's very superficial. They're only concerned with how they appear to others, not the truth of a deeper connection. This is someone who is very surface level. Everything is about how, when I say something, can I get a reaction from you? And can I get the reaction that I want? That's all it is that I do. I do everything because I want to make you feel a certain way. I'm not here to diagnose anybody, but this definitely is narcissistic energy. They could have narcissistic tendencies. I keep hearing covert narcissist. That's something that came through so loudly right now. This is something where they really want you to feel like you have to begin again at the cost of them so that they can swoop in and save you. And in saving you, feel like you're completely indebted to them and that they'll have control over you no matter what comes next, okay? And I feel like the sad thing is that there is a deeper connection here. You've been through a lot with this person. You've been through a lot. And I just want to remind you, pile one, that no matter how much you've been through, with any one person. Like, time does not equal loyalty, right? Nor does that equal respect or love or care, compassion. And so sometimes we really have to ask ourselves these harder questions. It's like, does this person respect my boundaries? Does this person respect me as a person? Does this person have true compassion about me? Like, when something's going wrong or when something is difficult in my own life, do they actually care? Like, does this person even ask me how my day is? And if you've answered no to like the majority of those questions, then you need to ask yourself, what is the purpose of me holding on to them, so that you can find out the answer in your own time, right? And that's something that's really powerful here. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Three of Wands in the reverse, and we have the Page of Wands. So this is something where I feel like you've definitely been completely honest with this person, okay? And they know that. They know that you're an honest individual, that sometimes you can be a little cutthroat and to the point and blunt, that sometimes you're very direct about what it is that you're saying, but you've also come into a space of having to protect yourself. We see here with the Three of Wands in the reverse exactly what I was saying. This is someone who's extremely manipulative. Okay, this is someone who's going out of their way to get what they want, so that they always make others feel indebted. Like, that's the thing. When they feel like other people owe them, they have this sense of power. I own you. I know that you feel bad because I did this for you, and now you feel like you have to give back to me. And so they're in this place of always trying to do as much as they can. They want to take debits from your account as much as possible. Or maybe I should say they want you to take debits from their account as much as possible. And when you slow down, they go out of their way to just do nice things. Like, I'm going to pay for dinner, or I'm going to pay for lunch, or I'm going to buy the movie, or I'm going to come over and we're going to have like a girls' night or dude's day or whatever it is, right? And they're the ones that take care of it. And at the end of that, then it's like, because I did this for you, I didn't do it for kindness. I didn't do it out of the goodness of my heart. I did it because I felt like you were pulling away from me and I couldn't indebt you anymore based on my emotional responses here. Okay, passive aggressive coming up. This person has a lot of internal anger that they're dealing with, that they are very much projecting onto all the people in the world because they want everybody to feel as bad as they feel inside. And they're living an old story time and time again. This is someone who's not yet ready to move on from their old paradigm. Okay, they're very much living in the past. They're very much living in this cycle, and to change is too uncomfortable for them to grow out of that old paradigm. So they're continuing to project that onto you. And we do see here where it's like you have these opposite energies, right? You're defending yourself in a way of defending yourself from your past. You're like, and it's not really, when I say defending, it's you're cutting out the past, okay? Like, you're saying, wow, like, I really had this belief, or I really thought this about myself, or I really considered this about life in general, and you're facing and focusing on that, and that's allowing you to grow further. And then you have this person who is moving into the future based on having a hurt heart, based on being, I keep hearing agitated. Like, that's the thing. They're just so agitated about everything. And the better you do, the more agitated that they get, and the more that they project that onto you. And, I always say this to so many clients, like, we cannot control the way that another person comes up or shows up in our life. The only thing that we can do is control ourselves. And when we control ourselves, we can create a distance in a connection like this to where we are protecting our energy while letting them live with their own torment. And that sounds kind of cruel, but ultimately, whether you're there or not, they're living in a world of torment. They've created their own hell, okay? Like, they have created that in their lives by living in this old energy. And it's sad, really, because it's like They're so stuck defending their old way of being that they cannot uproot themselves to come up into a higher vibration, no matter how high you are. But you see how both of you have your backs turned towards one another, and it's like you're willing to face it. They're not. Look at how their back is even turned towards us, right? Towards the camera here. They're not. They're turning their back on the possibility and the probability that there's anything different than what they're experiencing right now. And because of that, they're very unsure of the future. So therefore, it's like they still have one foot in the past and one foot in the future, and they're not capable of moving into this present moment. And the information that you need to know is that no matter how you have to deal with this person, you continue to grow and change your own emotional well-being, right? It's about growing your emotional well-being and becoming emotionally detached from the situation. There is a sense of having to deal with this person either on a time to time or a daily basis, with the third house being present here. This definitely does feel like this person is a part of your life, at least for the foreseeable future. And we're seeing here that you have an opportunity to continue to use this hardship in your life as a position of growth. Like every time they project onto you, are you getting triggered? How can you come into a state of balance based on that trigger? How can you find a place of peace based on that trigger? And it's like, you know, it's kind of reminds me of that Marshmallow song, I found peace in your violence. Right? And that's, you can't tell me there's no point of trying. And that's something that's coming through so strongly here. It's like, I'm not saying, and if this person is physically abusive towards you, definitely that is not me saying you have to stay in a situation that is, you know, dangerous. Please do not ever take that. That is not, definitely take care of yourself in that situation. Call people to help you out. There are hotlines that will help you with that as well. But when we say that, like someone who is verbally abusive or someone who is emotionally manipulative, right? Which we see, that's the energy that's coming through here. This is someone who ultimately, the more that you grow, the more you can disconnect from the emotions that this person believes they have control over. And the less control that they have, the more outrageous they will get. But the more outrageous that they get, the more you see how they're truly coming from a very wounded childlike place, like a child mind, right? Because they're going to start acting, they're going to start throwing temper tantrums, they're going to start throwing themselves on the floor and beating their fists on the ground, like, listen to me, I'm the one that's in charge. And you're going to be like, wow, like I really let this person control so much of my life without realizing it. But see, you are walking away from that. You're cutting that out because this person's been in your life for a long time. But you see here how you're on two completely separate paths. Okay? And honestly, they have created that, right? They have created a rock bottom moment for you where you said, I have to change. I have to change me. How do I become a better version of myself? We see here again with Venus energy, which is also Libra energy, connecting with the Queen of Swords here. We see that you want a life of beauty, peace, harmony, grace, magnetism, and luxury, whatever that means to you, right? Because that's going to mean something different to everybody. But you look at this, what's right in between you is this manipulative energy. And at one point, you may have been going right through the center of this and feeling caught up in the whole of it. But it does feel like you're on the other side. Even though you might have setbacks with this person, please give yourself grace, because those setbacks are just a reminder that we're still learning new pathways, right? We're still learning how to stand up for ourselves. Like, all of life is about learning what's best for ourselves, which means that we're going to make mistakes. Like, there's no getting away from that. And so here we see that this manipulation, and it may not just be their manipulation, right? It could very well be, this has been something that's been in your life for a very long time, passive aggressive manipulation, where people have played on your emotional well-being because you're empathic, and you had to go from being a Queen of Cups, King of Cups, even an Empress, into becoming a Queen of Swords, where it's like, I'm protecting what's most important to me, which is this very innocent being that resides within my soul that wants to see the best in everyone. But logically, I see now that that's not something that I can give to everyone, right? And so they're absolutely playing on an old trigger here. This is something that I do see you growing out of, though. So they just want you to be aware of this. They want you to also know that just because this person's in your life, that this is not like a punishment by any means. This is literally helping you to stay firm and to more or less move from Empress energy, right, which is that receptive energy, more so into Emperor energy, which is the ability to take action based on what's best for your people. And in this case, your people being the internal child within you. Okay? Look, house 10 flipping over here. We have structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishments, and career. This is leading you. And that's exactly what I was saying. Like, it's interesting because house 10 connects with Capricorn energy. Capricorn energy connects with the father of the zodiac. And so this is definitely you healing from that and becoming an empowered, active energy in your life so that you can do what's best for you without questioning it. Am I hurting someone's emotions? Am I hurting someone's feelings because I'm not doing what they think that I should do? At this point, it's like, look, I have to take care of myself because that's what matters. And if I fail to take care of myself, or if I am lacking in taking care of myself, then I end up putting everybody else in a place of lack and poverty as well, because that gives someone else control over me, which then enables them to continue on with their childish behavior. So you're learning 22 on the clock here. You're learning a very valuable lesson, and that is to totally take care of yourself in a very profound way that's very strong and dependable here. Okay, and Libra being an air sign means disassociating from our emotions. All air signs have this ability to cut off from their emotions when they need to, and that's something that the rest of us zodiac signs can learn from, and that's so powerful, especially if you have water placements, a ton of water placements in your chart. You could have Cancer in the 10th house, Pisces or Scorpio in the 10th house. You could also have Libra in the 10th house here, right? So just reminding, this is that power play where you're coming back up to and finding balance and harmony and justice in this area of your life when it comes to people that you have known for a very long time, or people who feel like home, who feel like a reminder of the life that you grew up in. Yeah, and we have square here, a challenging situation, a mountain to climb. This has been a long time that you've been healing from this. Okay? So they're absolutely saying that we understand that. They are showing you that they want to help you through this, but also you have to be willing to want to help yourself. And without you taking action, there's no change, right? If you don't take action in the situation, how can the situation ever change? So we have like ritual 35 here. So this is a karmic situation that is coming to an end based on you taking control of what practices work best for you in your life. Meditation, yoga, working out, lifting. I'm hearing calisthenics. I'm hearing jogging, running, right? Okay, I know these are all active things. You could do moon rituals. You could take spiritual baths. You could do sun rituals. Okay, whatever it is, these are rituals, things you do on a daily basis that make you feel more connected to yourself. Follow your intuition here. Okay, so this person is helping you connect with your intuition, whether you like the situation or not. They're actually helping you tune in to that very, very quiet, still place within so that you know the next step to take. And that's something that's incredible, right? Like, that's ultimately, no matter how bad a situation is, if it brings us closer to ourselves, wasn't it worth it then? Because then we know nothing was wasted. Nothing was out of balance with us, even though we had to find balance within the hardships. There's movement here. You're going to be moving on from this feeling of obligation. That's what it keeps feeling like here, is this obligation. Okay, and it's, you know, it's like when someone holds a title in your life, whether that's mom, dad, brother, sister, lover, husband, wife, a partner, friends, you know, coworker, whatever it is, sometimes those labels are what hold an obligation over us without us knowing. It's a very subconscious thing. It's not something that we necessarily have control over until we become conscious of that moment or those actions in our lives. And so it does feel like here you're slowly but surely becoming conscious of this. It's been something that's been a long time. That's what it just feels like. It's been a long time in the making. It's been a long time in the moving away from it, and you're getting there. Yeah, and then we have Vision Quest. I love this on the bottom for you. This is all about asking your guides, source, spirit, your angels, whatever it is that you believe in, spending time in the stillness. And we talked about that, finding the stillness and listening to the wisdom within. What do we have peeking out? Gaia, nurturing, and continuing to nurture yourself here, right? But this is all about asking your questions and gaining the guidance from your team, your spiritual team, your higher self, okay? All right, let's get one of these. Source, maybe please have another card here. Thank you. On the bottom, yes, we have clearing out the clutter. And then we have number 10 with 28 here, showing that this is something you're moving from a karmic situation into a completion here. What do we have peaking? Another 10. We have 37. Be of generous spirit. This is helping you to come into a place like you're going from a frog to a lion. Like, it doesn't really get much better than that, does it? Going from the potential of being prey to becoming a predator. Okay, not just any predator, but an apex predator here. And I don't mean that in the way of like, oh my gosh, you're going to kill people or anything like that. No, like, please don't take it like that. No, this is like you're allowing yourself to diminish any energy within your field that does not belong there for your highest good. And that's internally, right? That's something that you do internally rather than being the victim and letting your emotional ego squash you at every point or squash out the little voice inside. Now the voice is becoming louder and becoming clearer, which we saw with intuition on the other animal deck. And through that, you're able to claim a sense of co-creating and being strong and empowered just by being yourself. Oh, rebirth is assured. Yes. Yes, didn't we see that here with these energies? We have the frog, and then let's see if I can find it again because it was on the bottom. We have the lion spirit. That's the rebirth here. Going from feeling helpless to feeling empowered, right? Feeling helpless to feeling empowered. And this is something that's been a part of your shadow journey, a part of the shadow work that you've had to go through. And that's what you need to know about this person. Like, instead of being upset at them, look at the good things that they've taught you about yourself, okay? And that's something that sometimes is really hard, especially when someone treats us so awful, right? And I'm not saying it's easy. It's not meant to be easy. That's what makes it so powerful in our lives, because if it was easy, it's not worth having, right? But anything that's challenging or anything that is difficult to attain, when we finally attain that, it's rewarding for us, right? It's something like we feel good about how far we've come. We feel good about what it is that we've done. And that's what they're saying here. It's like you're gaining a better sense of who you are. And through that, you're going to be a much stronger individual. You're not going to take this manipulation any longer. You're going to see it from a mile away. This is going to be something that you no longer question moving forward, okay? So I did state this at the beginning, but just in case you skipped over it, yes, I'm going to talk about something here, okay? I am shuffling the I Ching. If you don't know what that is, that's all right. No worries. It's just an ancient practice that's been done in China for a very, 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 very long time. And it's a wisdom. And this is something that I've been studying. And I'm no way, shape, or form an expert at the I Ching. It is a book. It's the Book of Changes. I do have cards. You're usually supposed to use these with coins, okay? But I was told today to bring out my cards and use this as guidance for this particular reading today. So I'm going to do 2 cards to see what the changing lines are, so that way we can get direct guidance on your situation, okay? And so we're going to see what comes through. If you didn't catch the beginning, the Book of Changes kind of has its own personality. Sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's very blunt, and sometimes it will trigger us. And so I just want to put that out before we get this out. Okay, so what would you like us to know guidance-wise about this reading? Thank you. And one more. What would you like to know guidance-wise for this reading for pile number 1? That came out so fast. All right, thank you. Let me grab my book. It's a massive book. We've got the I Ching, the Oracle by Benabel Wynn, and I also have the workbook by R.L. Wing if you're interested. I'm going to use my big book today. Yeah, if you can see, it's a massive, massive book. Okay, so there's a lot of studying to do here, but let's see what we've got. We have number, is that 61? We have number 61. Looking at the mirror. This is a very, very interesting photo, right? And changing to 58. This feels like balance to me. I don't know all the names of them yet, so there's a lot. Like I said, this is something that takes years and years and years of study, but the best way to get there is to practice. So let's go to 61. All right. Hang with me. All right, 60. And we have 61. Faith within. Do not rush to judge others. Gain a deeper understanding of why they act the way they do. The answer to a difficult question is arrived at only when you are receptive to the truth. On the brink of an awakening, the time for harvest is coming. You will soon manifest your full potential. There is a certain affinity between the oracle and you. It says a wind blows across the lake. Gentle thoughts nourish and bring joy. The image of faith is a mother bird's foot placed protectively over her fledgling. The sage deliberates on the transgressions of humankind, but delays executions. Do not rush to punish others. Respond, but do not react. Be responsive, not reactionary. To unravel the truth, first you must gain a deep understanding of why the transgressor acted. Open the heart to truth. To be superior in strength is to show mildness and punishment. Be generous of spirit. Let your sense of justice be guided by that principle. The answer to a difficult question is arrived only when you are receptive to the truth. Persuading a piglet and a fish, good fortune and prosperity arrive for you. Favors granted. The greatest challenge to the sage is not in the persuasion of the highest members in society to be open to the truth. The greatest challenge is the persuasion of the most inferior members to accept moral obligation. The greatest work of the sage is not in supporting the eminent ones in embracing truth. The greatest work is supporting the adversary in embracing truth. Fellowship is not in itself noble. The unprincipled have fellowship, but such bonds can be broken without principles. Peace and unity come not from fellowship, but from faith. The truest bonds are the ones that can be broken and are forged when all hearts are open to truth. When the hearts are open to truth, they are united by it. Fellowship alone is not enough. There must be faith from within. The sage must persuade the adversarial ones to open their hearts to truth, then unite them with the eminent ones. Okay, and then it is auspicious to cross the great stream. Hexagram 61 expresses the forces that move people to tell the truth. A secondary implication of the revelation, persuading a piglet and a fish, is as supportive for biological diversity. It is the image of wind dispersing the seeds of life across the lake, and the figure of the fertile womb, and that's the hexagram, which is right here, if you can see that. Okay, so you have the wind, which is the top 3, and you have the lake, which is the bottom 3, and these are always read from the bottom to the top. Okay, so your changing lines are actually going to be 4 and 6. So let's read 4 and 6. The fourth line, a waxing moon is near, A horse's mate has gone astray. No harm is caused by the fault. Okay? It says an awakening is about to take place. The time for harvest is coming. You will soon manifest your full potential. In doing so, others may be left behind. Your position right now can be likened to the waxing gibbous moon phase. You are about to enter the full moon phase of the matter. In matters pertaining to career, which we're not looking at. Hold on, here we go. However, matters pertaining to love and romance, the fourth line is less encouraging. In response to such an inquiry, the fourth line simply urges you to arrive at a decision soon and act upon it. The oracle refrains from telling you what to do, only telling you to make the decision. So what I'm saying, this thing is very, very upfront. And then sixth line here, we have a golden pheasant flies high and crows arrogantly to heaven, an endeavor that will be met with hardships and adversity. One who boasts extravagantly of one's faith and virtues is one who lacks faith and virtue. One with prodigious talent should humble oneself before heaven. In summary, do not be performative and do not be pretentious. Okay, let's see here. Thus, the secondary meaning of the golden pheasant is a work of writing that is coming across as pretentious and claiming more than truth. The solution is to hold back, show restraint and modesty, revisit what you are presenting to others, and endeavor for modesty. So remember your own actions in this connection is so important here. So let's go to 58. Oops, I went beyond it. Okay, and 58 is joyous exchange, right? And here you have your hexagram and then the image. And this is the lake and the lake. Okay, so here you had the lake and the wind, and here you have the lake and the lake. All right? And this says, inner light shines outward and attracts a kindred spirit. To seek joy is to seek discourse that will advance knowledge and deepen your compassion. To maintain joy, engage in lively intellectual discourse with your peers. Engage and interchange our themes du jour. A new experience brings joy. Reach out to old friends. Connect heart to heart, engage in that which is fun, and may your mind be pure so joy follows as a guardian angel. And it's interesting because we're moving from a place of judgment here, remembering not to judge because we're judging ourselves when we judge, and coming into a place of allowing ourselves to have fun, which draws us out of this heavy, heavy energy. Okay, so let's go over here to the fourth line. It says trade and commerce before a full moon, a tipping point. In the melancholy, or in between melancholy, there is joy. Look, they said the oracle will not tell you what to do, only to make a decision. You are plagued by indecision, and that feeling of indecision causes anxiety. This is the fourth line, a changing line for you, right? Here we have your only job is to make a decision. Okay, to dilute those feelings of anxiety, you seek festivities and pleasures, but that melancholy remains wedged within the festivities. It will fester until it becomes a disease. If you want to find inner peace, you must confront your anxieties. The fourth line is expressive in search of happiness, looking in all the wrong places and finding instant gratification instead. Okay, so remember, yes, you want to have this fun to help lift your spirits, but then when you're in a higher vibration, you have to deal with the situation head on, okay? Inducing the exchange. An exchange gone awry. This is the sixth line. Mirth and merriment go astray. Mirth must come from within and emanate outward. You cannot seek out mirth from external sources and hope that it will penetrate inward to affect your heart. The heart must sustain its own mirth, otherwise it runs the risk of being exposed to the spirit, to temptations and evil. The sixth line warns of deception. People pretty up their words and flatter or delude you. This is an omen of manipulation or under the table negotiation tactics. Was I saying it? This person treats this as an exchange. I cannot make this stuff up. Cultivate a stronger sense of worth. If you don't even know what you're worth, why are you bargaining for an exchange? Okay, so this is all about you finding what your worth is and listening to your discernment and knowing what people are bringing into your everyday life. Let's take a look at your Kuan Yin card, the 8 Immortals with number 9. This is such a powerful reading, like, already. I was going to do 2 today, but with it going the way that it is, probably not. I'll probably just do this one, and we'll leave it at that. I mean, I'm going to do this whole reading, but I was trying to do 2 readings today, 2 pick of cards. Okay, so the 8 Immortals. We have the messages you have been receiving that are unconditionally loving, fearless, and encouraging of you to grow and be your true self or from your higher guidance. The 8 Immortals of other beings of divine light and divine love are guiding you. It is safe to follow these messages now. Doing so will bring you greater joy. Sometimes you may question whether you are in contact with genuine spiritual guidance or engaging in wishful thinking. Genuine guidance is simple, clear, and receptive. When you ask for confirmation, it will come. And I feel like that's just confirming, like, everything that's been on the reading has been confirmation, right? And so you're wondering about this person, and this is confirmation for you, okay? Always listen to your intuition. Always use your discernment. You know what's best for you. All right. Let's see here. The more open you are, the more quickly the confirmation can reach you in the form of signs, conversations, and serendipitous happenings. In fact, confirmation and guidance can be instantaneous and from multiple unconnected sources. Exactly. These are all unconnected sources, right? The guidance will be uplifting and helpful. Sometimes it asks you to take a step that feels challenging, yet true guidance always proves itself in that it only asks of you what is right and just for your highest good. It always serves the highest good of all involved in any situation, no matter what our fears might be. It is good to be careful and discerning about the quality of guidance you are seeking, but it is usually an easy task to identify when guidance is not of a higher vibrational variety. It will be judging of you or of others, and it will not feel right. Even if genuine guidance feels like it is asking you to do something unexpected or something that feels like a real stretch for you, it will still feel right in your own heart. Genuine guidance, even when challenging, brings a sense of rightness and peace into your heart, whereas lower vibrational guidance or thoughts or wishful thinking doesn't bring you into deeper peace. It simply confuses and confirms judgment. It isn't nearly as helpful. Sift through your thoughts and feelings to come into genuine guidance and true spiritual knowing within you now. You can call upon the 8 Immortals and any being that loves you unconditionally and trust that you will receive quality guidance. The process below, okay, so this is just giving you a process to do, but anyways, we're going to leave that out. Isn't that interesting? Because this whole time, it's easy to judge people like this, right? It is easy to be like, it's their fault. They're the ones who need to get their crap together. But when we come from that place of judgment, we're doing everybody, including ourselves, a disservice, right? We're putting ourselves in a place of not growing. We're putting ourselves in a place of lack and poverty. And the goal here is to see everyone, including the people we thought were our enemies, still as our brother and sister. Can we love them from this deeper place within our hearts and souls, seeing them as our brother and our sister? And sometimes that's really difficult, and especially after the things that we've been through. And on my podcast, I do talk about my past experiences having lived with narcissists my whole life and having to learn this very difficult lesson. However, it has been one of the most freeing experiences for myself on my journey. And so I understand what they're asking. It's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. But it will be something that is extremely freeing and extremely amazing for you if you can find the courage to do so within. We're clearing out the clutter. This is helping you to find access to your generous spirit, your heart, and your soul within. Okay? So I'm so glad I got to use the I Ching. I just love it so much. It's just such an amazing experience. So if you feel like this is your reading, leave a lion emoji down below and say, I release judgment and blame so that I can come into a space of true unconditional love. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this incredible message. And until next time, pile number 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of rose quartz, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on information you need to know about someone in your life. So I got a couple of things. First and foremost, stick around because this will help set the tone for the reading ahead. Okay? Firstly, though, I do want to thank anyone and everyone that has been a supportive part of this journey to continue to show up and be a part of this amazing tribe. I'm so honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. For those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience and that this is a safe space for you to show up in your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. Make sure that you remember that these are general readings, so just take what resonates and leave what does not. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find everything you need below in the description box, including how to reach me for a personal reading. And you can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which is on Spotify. Memberships are now live, so if you're interested in becoming a member, there's a join button down below, which if you click on, it'll show you the levels I have available as well as the options that come with each level. So I do hope to see you over on a membership. If not, thank you for your continued support here. So today, and I mentioned this in the beginning, so if you did watch the intro, you can absolutely skip this part. If not, then hang with me here. We are going to be asking the I Ching, okay? The I Ching is something I've been studying. It's been something I've been working with for a while. It has a mind of its own, okay? So if you're here from pile 1, you already know this. And if not, then just keep in mind it can be rather blunt. It can be rather straightforward. Sometimes it can be very kind and loving. It's really like your best friend when it comes out in situations. Sometimes it's going to tell you the truth and it's going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And it is just a very interesting divination system to work with. I actually have cards that are the I Ching. It's a 64 hexagrams that exist within the I Ching. It is supposed to be done with coins. However, for the sake of time, I have these cards. I've actually had them for quite a while. When I divine for myself, I do use the coin method. But today I was told to bring these out on this reading for guidance. Okay, and I will be using the I Ching book that I have here, which is the I Ching, the Oracle by Ben Bell Wynn. Okay, so that will come out later in the reading. Perfect. Let's go ahead and hop to it, and we're going to find out what is information that pile number 2 needs to know about this person and their life source. What is information that pile number 2 needs to know about this person in their life? What messages do you have for us? What would you like them to know about this person in their life? Okay, so we've got Gemini. We've got North Node energy and the first house. Ooh, I actually really like this energy. This is a good energy. This is someone who's going to help you with something on your journey. This is someone who's going to help you communicate your truth. This is someone who's going to help you grow. Yeah, this is someone who's going to help you really connect with that thinking mind and the perspective that you live from deep within that maybe you've hidden from because no one else has agreed with it or no one else has understood. It just feels like someone who understands you when you've been misunderstood. Especially with this first house energy here next to Gemini. It's like it feels like you're going to be able to discuss things with this person that you've never been able to discuss before. Right? You're going to be able to talk to them about things that maybe have been very hard to talk about with others, or maybe has completely flown over other people's heads, or has been in a situation where it's like they're like, you're crazy, I don't even know what you're talking about, no one in the world thinks like that. And that might have brought up a lot of doubts within you, but it's something that you're able to express when you're by yourself. This is someone that you're meant to be with on the journey, though, what we see here with the North Node energy. Okay, you're meant to have them on the journey. This is a fated meeting. This is a fated connection, okay? And with Gemini here, this could be someone that reminds you of the life that you've had in past lives. This could also be someone that you recognize from a past life. This could be someone that you just feel with your heart. If you don't believe in reincarnation, that's fine. That you could just feel in your heart that this is someone who's meant to be in your life. Like you feel it. And so whether that's you reaching out to them reaching out to you, there's a person here who could be a Gemini, who could be an Aries. I heard Leo very loud. Who's coming in or who is here that this is a fated connection. Okay, and they're going to help discuss things with you, like discuss deeper philosophical beliefs and the workings of the cosmos and the journey that you're on. This is that soul tribe person that you've been waiting for. Okay, and that's what it feels like here. It's like Source is sending this person to help on the next step of your journey. Whether they're here for a long time or for a lesson or blessing is unclear. We may get more of that in the oracle, in the tarot. But what I do see here is that this is someone who's absolutely meant to help you blossom like the beautiful flower individual person that you are, right? This is like saying that it's okay for you to think differently. It's okay for you to be different. It's okay for you to express yourself in a much different way than what everyone else does. And it's okay for you to follow the path least followed, okay? Like, you're becoming a trailblazer, and they've already been a trailblazer. Like, this is someone who's going to be a guide, a mentor, it feels like, a teacher. This is someone who's going to help you when it comes to your throat chakra energy work, okay? Like, not that you're not speaking your truth, but this is more about authenticity than anything else. Like, the part of you that you've closed behind doors, that you only attend to when you are alone with no one around to judge you, like, this is someone who's coming in to help you really release that out into the physical world, which can be very scary. Right? That can be very scary. This is someone who's I keep hearing quell the gossip. I heard that so loud right now. They're going to help you quell the gossip. So if there's a lot of people who are gossiping around you in your life and they meet this person, this is someone who's going to like be living proof of whatever it is that you've been talking about or practicing or living like. They're actually like living proof of it. They're going to be like, oh yeah, no, this is real. This is real. Like, pile number 2 is not crazy. You all are crazy for thinking the way that you think. You know, I don't feel like they're going to come in and be quite like that. But it's like that type of energy. Like, they're going to stand up for you. They're going to be a voice in your life. Like, this is someone who's... I keep seeing, like, a boxing ring. And this is, like, your coach in the corner. Is that what they're called? The person that helps you, the manager, I guess, the one that comes out and talks to you and helps keep you in the fight, right? Like, this is that person. Like, you've been knocked 10 times sideways and they're over there and they got the ice thing on your face, closing up the wounds and the scars and stuff like that. And they're like, keep going, kid. You're getting there. You're doing the best you can. Keep your hands up. Keep your head in the fight, you know, like that's what it is. It really feels like this is like a cheerleader, a coach, a mentor, some sorts, okay? This is someone, and it feels new. This feels fresh, okay? Like this feels very fresh. So Source, what more can you tell us? What more information can you give us about this someone that pile number 2 needs to know about in their life? What other information can you give us about this person that pile number 2 needs to know about in their life? What do they need to know about this person in their life, Source? Thank you. Okay. What do they need to know about this person in their life? All right. Thank you. What do they need to know about this person in their life? Thank you. Okay, what's on the bottom of the deck? Yeah, we have the 9 of Cups in the reverse. This is someone who's going to help you see beyond illusions. And I feel like it's illusions with family. They're going to feel like family to you as well. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is someone who feels like home. This is someone who really feels like home. And it's like helping you to see beyond all those connections that you've had before, you're going to understand with this person why they didn't work out, or you're beginning to understand why they didn't work out. Like, you're like, no one got me like this person does. Like, this is someone who gets me. They just get me on a very emotional level. They get me on an intellectual level. They get me on a spiritual level. Like, they get it, and they know so much more than I do. And I feel like I know other things that they don't know, and we can help each other so much. And there's this, and it so it does. It feels like this is something that's just starting anew with the 9 of Wands here. It's like something that's starting over, right? Starting over, a sense of beginning again here, but not in a bad way. Not like, here we go again. Like, it's like exciting for you because it feels very homely. Like, here you are in the center, the two of you, and you're building up this very divine connection, right? And it could be romantic love, but that's not what this feels like here. Yeah, they're really pushing on my left temple. You know, this is not romantic love. This really feels like a soul tribe, right? Soul family coming in. It's not to say that it can't turn into romantic love, but I just feel like this is someone who's really meant to be on your journey as a mentor, in a way that you've come a long way by yourself, alone. And now they're coming in. Look at this. Pisces energy, very heavy in the reading, okay? Okay, we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. Oh, I love this. Here's the deal. Like, there could be someone in your life that you've been really trying to figure out how to move away from, that has created a lot of illusions, tried to make you believe a lot of illusions, but you've done so much healing that you see the illusions that they believe in, right? We're not worrying about that person today. We're not, okay? But it is being mentioned here in the reading. Like, there's been a lot of misfortune in your life because you've had to deal with people who have such an issue with authority, and you're authoritative spiritual figure, right? Like, you're here on a journey of spirituality. You're here to embrace a higher spiritual belief of unconditional love, which gives you authority of spirituality, not to lord or hoard over others. It's just that you already have a commanding presence on the energetic level. And this is something that not a lot of people understand because they're so connected to the material world. And so you've dealt with a lot of people who have a problem with your emotional maturity and with your spiritual maturity. And that's brought a lot of misfortune into your life in the past because of their situations where they've painted a beautiful picture for you. They may have pulled the wool over your eyes. They may have gotten you to believe them and what it is that they have to say or how they think and feel. And it's left you dealing with the emotional aftermath of that, right? The hurt and the pain, and having to go through that suffering and healing that suffering and healing that hardship that happened in your life, and feeling like everything was falling apart. And there's this energy with this here where it's, you were in a place at one point in time wondering, does anybody care about anything more than just the physical world? Do they care more about something other than money, other than status, other than reputation, other than, stature, whatever it is? It's like, it has to do with very superficial things. And that's something that you'd been questioning here. And this person is coming in and they're showing you that there are people here who have emotional intelligence the same way that you do. Okay, you've had to draw away from this situation. Okay, you've had family members who have treated you rough and raw. And this could have been Pisces family member. This person who's coming in could have Pisces in their third house, I'm hearing. This is someone who could have Mercury in Pisces. This is someone who could have Jupiter in Pisces as well, or Sag or Aries. You could have dealt with Aries in the past and been Pisces, or you could be an Aries dealing with Pisces in the past. And for just my own experience, Pisces and Aries just have an extremely difficult time getting along with one another. And it doesn't matter what part you're in. It's just that because you're on opposite sides of the zodiac, like one begins it and one ends it, it's very difficult to find a meeting of the minds at times because of that difference. One is a big bang and one is the death. right? And that's just the way that it works. And so it's like one is life and one is death. Like, how do you understand the other when you're something other than that, right? And so that's what it feels like here. You have Aries energy, you have Pisces energy here. So it does make me feel like whoever this is has Pisces heavily aspect in their chart. You have Pisces heavily aspect in your chart. But again, you could be the one that has Aries heavily aspect in your chart, and it was a Pisces that you've been dealing with in the past. So it's a very, very specific message. It in no way, shape, or form has to be the truth that you've been through. They just want me to mention that because someone here does need to hear that. But there's been a lot of discord with the emotional side of you. Having to connect with someone emotionally feels like a chore. Okay? And what you need to know about this person is they're not going to make it feel like a chore. Like they're going to come in and they're going to be a part of your life, and they're going to give whatever you give, they're going to give in return, and then they're going to give to you and you're going to give that in return. Like this is an equal give and take connection that's coming in, that is very high vibrational, that is going to lift you to new levels, that is going to help you understand that you're not alone, and nor are you crazy, okay? Like, never have you been, no matter what people have said. I do feel like someone here has been told that they're insane for thinking the way that they think or feeling the things that they feel. Or if you haven't been told that, like you've been made to feel that way by other people because of their actions towards you. And, you know, remembering that our feelings are our own, that we have to deal with, but sometimes it's hard to deal with those emotions when our environment is saying otherwise, right? And that's hard. That's a difficult challenge that we oftentimes find ourselves in, but this person is going to help you with that, because it does feel like there's an environment around you right now that you're not able to walk away from, that is on the lower vibrational aspect of the scale. And it's teaching you balance here. They're teaching, this person is coming, again, it feels like a mentor here. It does feel like someone who's going to lift you up out of a difficult situation, not by doing the work for you, but by helping you remember who you are. They've done the work. This is someone who has a lot of wisdom. Okay, this is someone who has a lot of knowledge, and they're sharing their knowledge with you. Okay, this could be a Gemini. Geminis love to learn and then in turn teach that information to others, like that they get fulfillment from that. This does feel like someone who understands that you're in a very difficult situation and they want to help by giving you the knowledge that they have, but equally so, they really enjoy the connection that they have with you and the wisdom that you bring as well. So this is not one-sided by any way, shape, or form. This is a very equal give and take type of connection, and this in turn is going to help you draw away from these situations where people are just taking and taking and taking from you, these very unbalanced situations. You just needed someone to remind you that you were not alone on this journey, that, you know, you can begin again away from people who don't have good intentions for you. But we do see here this idea of connecting to this very emotional part of ourselves, which emotion is what magnetizes us for our manifestations, right? It's not just our thoughts, it's our emotions. The emotions are what magnetize that to us. So again, if we're in a low vibration of feeling victimized, being upset, being angry at the world around us, we magnetize more situations like that back into our life, versus if we're in a place of joy and happiness and gratitude, and more importantly, authenticity, we're magnetizing more of those situations into our lives. And so this is a fated meeting here with the North Node. This is something that was designated by Source, that you designated before you were born, that they designated before they're born. And we see here, the reason why I keep getting wisdom here is that the King of Cups is actually the oldest king in the Suits cards, because he's the one that has the most wisdom. He's an emotionally intelligent individual. It's not even about being able to take action. This is someone who literally goes through life based on what they feel intuitively, and this is someone who lives in the gut feeling. Like, they live by their gut feeling. So whoever's coming in lives by their gut feeling. This is someone who could have psychic abilities, and they know what's going on with you before you ever tell them what's going on with you, and they could pick that up. Very, very highly vibrational energy. Okay, like, they're like, holy crap, like, I feel like you're going through this type of situation. Like, whoa, how did you know? Like, I can feel it. And then that gets you into talking about things that are even deeper here. This is someone who's going to help you open your heart again. Okay, like, open to the love of the world, and open, more importantly, to the love of others in your life. Because you feel like being in situations, yeah, Pluto flying out, transform. Yeah, being in situations where you feel so disconnected from the world around you, it can put you in this place of like, I'm never going to connect with another person again because no one ever gets me, right? And that's not what this is. This is someone who finally gets you, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, my people do exist. Like that's my person. That's my people. Like, I'm meant to be on this journey with them, right? We have house 9 on the bottom. Yeah, they're here for spiritual growth, to help you transform into a much higher vibration. They're going to help you fly to new heights. They're going to help you set your life on fire, your passion on fire. This is someone who's going to bring a sense of freedom into your journey, a freedom that you didn't know before, right? Yeah, fierceness on the bottom here with Wolverine. Again, this idea, they're going to help stand up for you. I just feel like this person is coming in to stand up for you in ways that you've never been stood up for before. Like, they're like a guardian angel or an earth angel for you. Like, you're here for them too, but I do feel like this is like them coming in to really help your life. Like, it's not one-sided though. It's not like you're helping each other. It's not that you're not an earth angel. You could very well be, or a starseed, or whatever you identify with is fine. What I'm saying here is just that, like, they're going to be a guardian. Like, this is someone that's guiding you in a way that you've never had before. Responsibility. Yeah, they feel like they're responsible for you. Like, there's this some energy coming in of teacher-student type energy. It's like very strong, actually. It's a very strong energy. Like, they feel like they're responsible for you and helping you see things from a different place and a different perspective. They're not going to do the work for you, but they are going to bring the wisdom to you so that you can choose what to do with it next. And they're not going to be in judgment of you. If you choose to do nothing with it, they still care about you. If you choose to do something with it, they still care about you. Like, they're not going to be like, oh, I'm only going to love you if you take my wisdom. That's not who this person is. 2222 on the clock. That's crazy. That happened on pile 1 too. Stillness, lake. Yeah, they're going to help bring a sense of peace into your life. They are bringing a sense of peace. Depends on if you've already met this person or not. Oh, I didn't even know that was on the bottom of the deck. We have perspective here. Yes, it's so strong. This is someone who's going to help you change your perspective. Even if it makes me blind, I just want to see the light. Like, they're going to help you see the light. They're going to help you express and experience a much fuller version of life. Much fuller than the one that you have. And I feel like they're coming in to help you move away from these lower vibrational energies. Like I said, there's like an energy here that you're not able to move away from just yet, or like for whatever reason it is, right? Everybody's in a different place on their journey. And so it's like they're still just here, and they're still affecting you, and you're still doing your best to try to stay in this love vibration, this unconditional loving vibration, this place of non-judgment, this place of non-blame. But sometimes it's hard because we are only human, right? At the end of the day, no matter what our starseed origins are, none of that really matters, because we are here holding this human experience in this moment, which means that we experience the array of what it is to be a human. We have Watch and Wait with 53, helping you with karmic situations. So with this, the seahorse spirit coming through, this does feel like this is someone who's meant to be here with you for the rest of life. Okay, like this is a staying for the long time type friend. Okay, again, it could turn into a love connection just depending on the situation, but ultimately the feeling that I'm getting from this is teacher, student, mentor, mentee type relationship. Like, they're just always going to be here helping you, and there could be a point where you do surpass them. I feel like they've just done this for so long that you're just going to be gaining so much wisdom from them and almost be in a place of awe. Yeah, set healthy boundaries on the bottom here. They're going to help you set these very, very difficult boundaries that maybe have been eluding you for the illusions that you've been with, maybe with your own family, maybe with people that are your own friends. They're going to help remind you that it's okay. Like, it's okay for you to say no. It's okay for you to relinquish control here. It's okay for you to do something other than what you've been doing your whole life, or other than what you've been getting in the habit of doing here. They're going to help you create. Okay, they're going to help you create. I feel like this wants to be out. And then we had Spirit has your back under the bottom there. Yeah, this is like something that's ordained by Source. This is something that's coming in through Source energy. We have like 23, 53, and the number 3. So 333 is something that you might begin to see a whole lot when this person is really close to coming in. And look, even 63. So 3 is like a very powerful number for you, pile 2. And it's interesting because almost at one point in time, I almost called you pile 3. Like, I even remember I was like, this is pile 2. This is pile 2. Like, I almost said pile 3. So I feel like that was a precursor to them saying, like, number 3, then number 3 is a very powerful number for you. And I feel like you are going to see that repeating constantly when this person is about to arrive in your life. Okay, so we're gonna consult the I Ching for some advice in regards to this situation, and we're gonna get 2 cards so we can find out what the changing lines are, so that we can really hone in on that advice. The I Ching, if you didn't listen to the beginning when I talked about this, just really quickly, has a mind of its own. Sometimes it is very blunt, sometimes it is very kind. So the I Ching itself is just is how it is. Think of it as a best friend that you've known your whole life. It's not going to lie. Okay, it's going to tell you the truth whether you want to hear it or not. Okay, so Source, for this reading, can we get some advice from the I Ching here for this reading for pile number 2? Okay, so we've got 44 flipping over here. This is hexagram 44, and no, I do not have the names of the hexagrams memorized yet. That takes a long, long time to remember them all, but don't worry, I have my trusty I Ching with me, so we'll consult that. One more here, Source. What does the I Ching have to say about this connection? All right, so we'll see what the changing lines are here. Let me grab the book, and if you want to see the book is massive. I think it's like 1,500 pages or something. No, it's actually 900 pages. Okay. I was being a little bit sarcastic. No. This is a massive book, though. So there's a lot of information that goes into this. I also have been working with the workbook, which is a smaller version of the I Ching itself, which the I Ching means the Book of Changes. Okay. So we're going from 44 to 59. Okay. Interesting. All right, so let's see here what we have. 44, that's 33. Look, I opened up right to 33. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that is, wow. Whoa! Okay, so there's something about 3. There's something very powerful about the number 3 for you. Okay, okay, interesting. So hexagram 44, which is this one here, this is the hexagram. Okay, the bottom, and we work from the bottom to the top. Okay, so line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and every hexagram has 6 lines. Okay, so this is the bottom 3 means wind, and the top 3 mean heaven. Okay, this says unions and partnerships are not auspicious at this time. And what we're talking about, this is a connection. So this is somebody that has not yet come in yet. Okay, so we're talking about don't go out looking. I feel like that's the first thing that needs to come in here. Don't go out looking. Okay, don't try to, oh, is that my person? Is this my person? Like, this is someone who will come to you in a very unique way. All right, resist encounters that will undermine your sincerity. Honor and nurture personal independence. Keep temptations in check. If error is left uncorrected, faults and infractions unaddressed. Then corruption sets in. Complacency turns a minor defect into a grave danger. Abuse of opportunities. It says a meeting that is not proper. The result is betrayed trust. The sage's rule, in accordance with the mandate of heaven, commands the four corners of the world. One in bad faith is inserted into a position of power and begins to gain influence. Inferior forces begin to gain power. The power must be subdued. If the situation worsens, then the sage is counseled to go forth with resistance and civil disobedience. Eradicate the evil influence. A maiden is placed where she should not be. And we also have that energy here too, right? Like showing that energy's been something that's been in your life. Okay? A maiden is placed where she should not be. Marrying the maiden would be an improper meeting. If the inquiry is about romance, love, or marriage, then they are adversity and troubles. Take caution. Unions and partnerships are not auspicious at this time. The hexagram 44 corresponds with the summer solstice around the 5th lunar month of the lunisolar calendar. Okay? It says the King Zhu of Shang and his concubine Daji. And I apologize if I'm messing up these names. Hexagram 44 is an account of the favored and corrupt consort Daji of the last Shang king, according to legend. A demonic fox spirit possessed a beautiful maiden's body, and when the lustful Shang king heard of a maiden who resembles the goddess Nuwa, he arranged for the maiden to be brought to his court. Daiji corrupts the king, and together they empty the kingdom's treasury with their extravagances, inflicting much torture, suffering, and pain upon all. Thus the king loses the mandate of heaven. A revolt led by Zhu ensues and brings about the fall of Shang. Now don't get too caught up, alright? I'll explain this in just a second. Now we have changing lines are lines 3, 4, and that's it. It's 3 and 4. Okay, so let's check out the changing lines. So the third line talks about a shallow injury to the backside, staggering and walking unsteadily, a severe situation, no great remorse. You perceive the complication to be worse than it really is. Regain perspective. This is the image of one attempting to scale great heights, but slipping and failing. An alternate image is of one with a minor wound and letting what should be a minor wound negatively affect your confidence. The third line prognosticates a severe situation to come, but the actual harm sustained by you is minimal. Omen of a crisis, but if you steady your walk and stop staggering, you'll make it out of it relatively unscathed. The third line has also been historically interpreted to indicate that inferior elements or toxic influences were threatening your situation. You made poor choices with regard to alliances and partnerships. Either circumstances or the gods pushed you off the path in hopes that you'd stop walking in the wrong direction. However, instead of changing course, you dust off your backside and walk unsteadily down the same wrong road. Even worse. And that happens. That's sometimes part of being human. Okay, so the fourth line, no fish in the bag. Going forth brings misfortune. The timing is not yet right. Hold back, forbear, show resistance. Fishing with a net and unable to catch any fish. In statecraft, this is interpreted as a monarch who has lost the support of the people. It can predict a downturn in the economy, a rise in unemployment and scarcity. In matters of love and romance, the fourth line's forecast is not promising. In this context, presents a few other meanings to consider. So we have to rise, to move forward, to stand up, to break out, to instigate, to trigger, to extract, to remove, to initiate, to attempt to move up, or to prepare or draw up a plan. If you're thinking of acting in any of the ways listed above, perhaps think twice. Going forth in the manner currently being contemplated invites adversity and mishap. So I feel like in the past, right? Because part of the reason we get two cards, we have a past situation and coming up in the future, right? Also, we get the changing lines to gain a greater clarity on the advice that's being given. But I truly feel like here in the past, maybe you were wondering, oh, that's my person, like that's my person, that's my people, that's my soul tribe. But then you were constantly getting involved in situations that where you thought was family was actually very based in illusion and superficial things and left you emotionally wanting. Okay, so let's find out what 59 says of the change, how we're changing. 57. $61. Here we go. And of course, you get the long ones today. That's all right, though. Pile 1 was rather long, too. So hang with me, and we'll check out your Kuan Yin Oracle card after this. So here we have water on the bottom and wind on the top, okay? It says a very important task is at hand, and to make waves, you will be the driver of the forces. Like wind breaking waves, a voice of reason, virtue, and compassion rises to reform what is broken and severe. Omen of one with a strong sense of purpose, who understands exactly what must be done to make waves and create necessary change. Set aside personal interest and pursue public interest. Heaven seeks you as a vessel to carry forth its mission, dispel what has been oppressive, honor the gods and ancestors to receive further insight, prayer, petitions, meditation, and music. It says the wind pushes the water upward. Subtle thoughts and intentions push forward. It is auspicious to cross the great stream and take risks. An auspicious omen. Thoughts beget movement. To commune with the gods, the first kings made offerings and built temples to honor Shangdi, the sovereign of heaven. A boat traverses across the river. Wind disperses the water, rocking the boat forward. It's auspicious to cross the great stream. A cold wind chills the water to ice. A fevered wind will melt it. Likewise, when you are cold, all that you disperse is cold. When you are warm, all that you disperse is warm. When you are who you are is what you create in this world, a favorable omen. It initiates the second through fifth lines, creating a dactylic pattern. In this instance, the single word is transferred into a phase, becomes like wind breaking waves. And I cannot say the hexagram name, but it's the word here. I can't say it, so I apologize. But the story of the hexagram 59 features a protagonist horse who introduced the first line and then implied that the second line through 6 lines, the wind's breath on the wings of water, is the image of a horse in movement and an image of the totemic horse's power. Okay, so we do have the great Lord in heaven, Shangdi, the supreme being in the I Ching. The D in the oracle message refers to the Shangdi. Shangdi, or the heavenly emperor. Hexagram 59 reveals the presence of Shangdi as the voice of the oracle. Shangdi means supreme sovereign, right? And that's what they're saying here, is like, this is the voice of the oracle. It has its own personality. It has its own style. And it absolutely does, okay? Okay, there is one other reference to Shangdi in the original Zhu Yi, and that is the second line of the hexagram 42, burgeoning, noting that even earthly kings must humbly submit to the great Lord in heaven. For clarity, the Shang of Shangdi is not the same as Shang of the Shang clan. It means high or above. Today, it has evolved to meaning business, trade, and commerce. The ancestors of the Shang, Wang Hai, was the first, or at least the most famous, ancient Chinese merchant, okay? According to Shang Oracle Bones, yearly sacrifices were made to Shangdi and had been made even before times of the Xia, the dynasty preceding Shang. And again, if I'm butchering any of these names, I apologize. The heavenly emperor doesn't appear to us and has no human-like or animal-like form. Instead, the high god communes with humans through messenger gods, spirits, and our ancestors. Ancestors often transmit messages to us from Shangdi. Okay, Shangdi is often used interchangeably with heaven, and heaven with Shangdi. So whenever we're referencing heaven, it's self-referential by the oracle to Shangdi. And the word Shangdi itself is descriptive. Shang meaning high and Di meaning God or sovereign. Shangdi describes the deity who dwells above. Okay, so we're connecting with this wisdom of the higher consciousness, but it's being given to us from our ancestors, from those on our journey. Okay, so let's check out line 3. Like wind breaking wave, one's body cuts like a spear. There is no blame. The third image is of one diving into the waters to save those who are drowning. A hero, one of generous spirit, gives what is received and helps wherever possible. This is the person that's coming in. Like, that's someone who's diving in to help you from drowning. Didn't I say that at one point in time? Like, you feel like you're drowning? I don't know. I swear I said that. If not, I think I thought it and I didn't, and so that's okay. In the matter at hand, think beyond personal interests. Think about a greater collective's well-being. To walk the path of virtue, one must be loyal, and to be loyal means to be brave. Bravery means sacrifice, and in sacrifice, love and trust are forged. In love and trust, one's body feels graced by divinity. A very important task is at hand, and you are the driver of the forces. Didn't we see that earlier, where it's saying you're the driver of the forces in the beginning here? Yeah. Right? The third line describes a heroic act, someone putting another's interests or life before one's own. This is transcending self-interest. The overreaching theme from hexagram 59 is that of having faith in providence. When you serve a greater good, a greater power will be there to provide for you. There's never any loss in generous giving. That's what I was saying. Like, this is the energy of the person that's coming in or that is here, depending on where you're at on your journey. Okay? And then the other changing line is the fourth line. It says, like wind breaking wave, separating from the flocks, supreme good auspicious, brimming and overflowing upon the hill, the heretics deluge the mountain with their grievances. Such waves lead to graves. The dishonorable are none the wiser. It says the fourth line expresses dissent, but how does one go about dissenting? Disperse from the flock to stand independent and free thinking. That's good, according to the oracle. The fourth line endorses civil disobedience if it is aligned with heaven's will. Wasn't I saying that? Like, they're going to help you walk a different line, a different path, like one that's less traveled. And that's exactly what this is saying. Causing a riot to overflow in numbers and dispersing a torrent of grievances such that from afar the gathering people resemble a hill. That's not good, according to the oracle. The latter form of dissent will lead to tragedy, one that doesn't hurt the dishonorable ones, but only the innocent. The sage must have wisdom and compassion to prevent tragedy from happening to the people. The people partaking in that mound are innocent. Those with another agenda who've led them there are not. The spirit behind and justification for dissent are aligned with heaven's will. The method of dissent must be aligned with heaven. To align with heaven, every measure must be taken to reach an accord. The minister of peace is one who can draw both groups to the center point between them, set aside personal friendships, and adjudicate objectively, fairly, and impartially. Set aside translation, even the interpretation of fi, yu, su, si could go in very different directions. We could be talking about robbers, bandits, thieves, and outlaws, or the people of the kingdom of Yi and the dishonorable. How we could be talking about the rioters, and it is a mound, a hill, a village square where the people are gathering in protest or gravesite. Here, the two different interpretations are provided in the second and third paragraph. Instead of robbers and bandits, the word of choice was heretic, to express the dissenters of those who refuse to conform to the establishment. And I feel like even though they're saying it could seem like a bad thing, it's only bad when it's taken out of context, right? Like, to align with heaven's will is to do things that are differently. To align with source is to do things that not everybody agrees to, right? And that's what I feel like they're coming in to teach you and to help you with, is to be another person who's not of the will of the people, but more or less someone who's seen as an outsider, but they're going to help you come into this place of balance, right? It's going to be good for you. Like, Source has your back here. Source is helping you through with this. They're helping to take you away from those that might rob you of your spiritual journey and say you have to be like me. And sometimes that's what happens when people pour onto us their projections, is like some of us get so caught up in those projections and thinking that they're real, not understanding that it is just indeed a projection of someone else. And so I feel like you've been fighting that and fighting that and fighting that and doing your best to align with your inner truth, but still feeling like you are what people are telling you or what people are making you feel like you are. And this person's going to help you come in. They're going to come in and help you see, wow, that you're not like that. Okay. So don't go out of your way to try to search for this person. This is something that is divinely guided. There's no amount of energy that you can put towards this to make it happen any faster. It's something that's on the journey, okay? 44 on the clock. Let's check out your Kuan Yin card. I wasn't trying to make these so long, but with the I Ching, it happens to make it that way. Look, we have Orchid Priestess of Destiny, which is 21. Again, we have number 3 here. So I do feel like this is something that your guides and your ancestors and source are all working together to bring to your journey now. So I can't say that it's going to happen today, tomorrow, next week, or even next year, but it is something that is foretold for the future. The Orchid Priestess of your highest spiritual destiny calls you now, beloved. She calls you to your purpose, path, and soul passion. You are called to rise again and again, to live up into your potential with all its uniqueness and beauty. She will call you always with her sweet flute playing deep in your heart, blossoms of orchid and chrysanthemums falling at her feet, stirring your heart to quest for your truest soul passion. You may have felt different to those around you at different times in your life. This is meant to be, beloved one. You cannot be a pioneer of different consciousness on this planet if you feel completely comfortable in the consciousness that already exists around you. And that's the exact same energy that we get from 59, right? From hexagram 59. And isn't that what I've said at the beginning of your reading, is that you're forging a different path. They're forging a different path. You're not following the same path as everyone else. Okay? Do you know that this was chosen on purpose so you could be on purpose? Your soul chose to be of service by not fitting in so that it would remember through things not feeling right, that it was meant to help correct and heal the consciousness on our planet, starting with the self. Once the self was able to correct and align with the consciousness within so that it matched the love and peace that existed deep in the heart, it would be easier to help others do the same, or even if just by inspiration, aligning with heaven's will, with source's will, okay? Doesn't matter what you call it, it's still the same thing. The self, the higher self, source, spirit, God, the Holy Spirit, the gods, the goddesses, it doesn't matter, okay? It's aligning with this higher consciousness. This is where the Orchid Priestess of Destiny, beloved Kuan Yin, in her devotion to your highest spiritual attainment, calls you forward now. Yes, beloved, your divine destiny is calling you. That means it is time to unplug from mass consciousness at a deeper level than ever before, to really let go of the beliefs and thought forms that do not serve your highest destiny, no matter how unchallengeable they may seem to be at first. It is time to revise anything inside of you that would hold you back from owning your spiritual power and moving ahead in your divine destiny. It is your own destiny that calls you forward to do this, beloved. Do not fear it. It is just you waiting to meet you in all your spiritual beauty and strength. Embrace the challenges, and soon you will enjoy the spiritual reunion at a higher turn of the spiral on your own passionate life of spiritual purpose. The flute and blossoms of the Orchid Priestess help you in this process now. Okay, so that's definitely clarifying the energy that I was feeling of the teacher and the student. It could literally be you connecting with your higher self in a way that you've never done before, which is very profound. No matter how you look at it, that's a very profound way of connection, right? So that could be it, but I do feel like this is someone that's coming in, but we do see that with the first house, which is all about self-expression and your authenticity. It could absolutely be you opening up to a greater wisdom within. And so the information on someone that you need to know actually has to be pointed towards you. It's information on you. It's information on what's coming from you. You're connecting with a higher part of yourself. And again, this might not resonate with everyone, but for some of you, this is that energy where you really are connecting with yourself, aligning with heaven's will, aligning with the greater good of who you're meant to be. This was actually a very deep reading. I was not expecting it to go to this level, so I'm actually really excited about this. This is all I see for you, pile number 2. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a little eagle emoji down below and say, I spread my wings and I soar straight for the clouds into my purpose, and I don't hold back, to let Source know that you're ready to come up into this higher vibrational of love. And leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this absolutely amazing message. And until next time, pile number 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of amethyst, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on information you need to know about someone in your life. I just have to say first, keep an open mind. Both 1 and 2 have been really incredible, actually, like really in-depth readings, and so prepare for a long reading. But let's say this first. I want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey, to be a part of this incredible tribe. I am so honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we are all here sharing this human experience, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. And keep in mind, these are general readings, so only take what resonates and leave what does not. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Also, if you're interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all those links below in the description box. You'll find how to reach out to me for a personal reading, and also the link to follow me on over to Spotify on my podcast at Scatter Love Radio. And memberships are now live, so if you're interested in joining, there's a join button down below where the subscribe button is or used to be. And when you click on that, it should show you the 3 levels I have available, as well as the options that come with each level. So I do hope to see you over there. Okay, so I also, if you skipped the intro, please bear with me for just a second, because I will mention this before we get to it as well, but I do just want to point out we're going to be using the I Ching for advice today. The I Ching is kind of like your best friend. It's going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. It has a mind of its own. It is a very unique system. Okay, it's something I've been working with for a while. I've been studying for a while, and I was asked to bring this on today as a sense of guidance on this particular reading, so we do have it here. I will be using the I Ching, the Oracle by Benabel Wen, and it's a pretty extensive book. It does mean the Book of Changes. And we'll get 2 cards so that we can find your changing lines. I'm not asking you to understand or even know what that means, but when we get there, you'll just have an idea of that, okay? So, yeah, the Book of Changes is quite an interesting form of divination. It's been around for a very, very long time. All right? Awesome. So let's go ahead and hop into it. And as always, I'm just going to get it out in the beginning here, is if you have watched all 3 videos, leave a purple heart down below and say I made it. The purple heart is always designated for those of you that spend the entire reading with me, and I just truly appreciate you. I will know what it means, and I thank you so much. So, Source, for pile number 3, what's information they need to know about someone in their life? What would you like to tell us today, Source? What is information they need to know about someone in their life? What would you like to share with us, Source? What is information that pile number 3 needs to know about someone in their life? Okay, so we've got the 12th house, we have Cancer energy, and we have Venus. All very feminine energy coming out on the table here. So this could be a divine feminine in your life. This could be a feminine energy that's coming in, someone of the spiritual nature. With the 12th house here, someone who is very psychic, someone who has very special gifts, and who knows how to nurture and receive that which they want in their lives. So this is someone who's very open to healing. Okay, they have definitely gone the journey of healing. They've learned how to connect with the receptive part of their internal being. And now they are really living in that space of receiving the miracles and blessings that they're asking for. Okay, this is someone who could be considered an old soul. This is someone who you may have known from a past life, which we see with the 12th house here. Okay, this is someone that you could very well have an affinity to. This could be your mother. Okay, it doesn't have to be, but this could be your mother. This could be a mother-like energy coming in, someone who's going to help nurture and care for you the way that you always nurture and care for others. This is someone who is very, very abundant. Okay, this is someone who, and abundance is not necessarily monetary abundance. This is someone who has an abundance of spiritual information. You may have come from another pile, but I do feel a bit of a different energy here. Okay, like this is someone who is like, I want to help you get to the next level, but I want to be a partner with you in that. I want to share that with you. So it could absolutely be a love interest here, especially with Venus coming out here. We do see that this could be someone who's very interested in you and wants to nurture and care for you in a very loving way. Remember, relationships don't always have to be romantic. They can absolutely be platonic and or acquaintance even. Okay, this is someone who does understand what it is to connect with source, with their angels, with their guides, with their ancestors. This is someone who does understand a very higher wisdom. With the 12th house in Cancer, they are very third eye oriented. This is someone who lives their life from their third eye, from their intuition. This is someone who lives from this place of knowing. This is someone who lives in this place of imagination and wonder and excitement. They're very connected with their inner child. They love to have a good time and fun. This is someone who you might know laughs a lot, who enjoys laughing, who enjoys expressing love through laughter, and who likes to get you to laugh as well, saying it's very healing is what I'm hearing. This is very healing. Laugh with me. It's very healing. This is a very beautiful energy, very soft, very feminine, very quiet. Like, I keep hearing a thief in the night, but not in a bad way. Like, that's how they're going to come in. They're going to come in like a thief in the night. Like, they're going to surprise you. It's going to be a very surprise encounter, and they're going to change a lot of your life. It feels like this is someone you need to know that they are very open to this healing energy. We've had quite a few positive messages, which I really am happy about. So pile one was pile one, but you know, pile two is really positive as well. But I do feel like this is going to be really positive. I feel like this isn't about someone who you need to let go of. I feel like we definitely discussed that earlier on. And so if that's something that you're looking for, I would say check out pile one. But I do feel like this is someone that is this. Ooh, I just got a message that this could actually be a spirit guide coming in. It came in so strong. All of a sudden it was like, spirit guide. I was like, whoa, okay. So this could be you connecting with a new spirit guide, right? This could be you connecting with a spirit guide that's going to help you really embrace the divine feminine within you. And it doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, or whatever you identify with. That does not matter. It's just really embodying and embracing that internal energy. This is the yin energy that resides within all of us. And so this is someone who's going to help you really get that. And I feel like this is someone who's going to help you see a more abundant side of life. Yeah, the spirit guide thing came in like a wrecking ball, like a thief in the night. Like a thief in the night. It came in. Okay, so let's see. Let's get some tarot on it and find out some more about this. So source, what? And remember, when we say someone, you know, we always think that that's a living, breathing person, but it doesn't have to be, right? It could be a deity. It could be an angel. It could be a spirit guide. It could be an ancestor, right? And we have to stay open to that on our journey, because and especially that's something you believe in, you know, like if you're like, oh, I don't believe in that, this could be the Holy Spirit. It could be God, right? It could just be a new way of connecting with whatever you believe in. So that's why I said at the beginning, keep an open mind with these, because Source kind of decided to take over and take this reading wherever Source wanted it to go. So I'm just the channeler. I'm just the messenger. You know, I'm not in control of where these readings go. I'm just here to give the messages that come through. So I have honored that and owned that for a long time. The gift is Source. The gift is not me. So, all right, so Source for pile number 3. What information do they need to know about this person in their life? Can you give us some more? What do they need to know about this person or this someone? I guess this someone in their life. What do they need to know about this someone? Thank you. What do they need to know about this someone in their life? Okay, so what does pile number 3 need to know about this someone in their life, Source? Thank you. And again, spirit guide or you know, even ancestor, that's not going to resonate for everyone. So this could be a person who's going to help you out on the next step of your journey. What do they need to know about this person or this someone in their life, Source? Okay. What does pile number 3 need to know about this someone in their life? Yeah, they're being very clear. It's a spirit guide. Like, yeah, look, the card didn't want to come out. And then when I go back to saying it's a spirit guide, then it comes out. So there's something about a spirit guide wanting to come in. This could be you opening up to your own psychic gifts as well. And I know it might not be what you were expecting, right? But these readings never really truly are. They're just however the energy comes out. So we always have to stay open. It's not necessarily what we want to hear. It's what we need to hear. And sometimes that's hard, right? Yeah, look, we oh my gosh, we have Cancerian energy here again. Cancer is ruled by the Ajna chakra, which is the third eye, if you didn't know. And so that's their ruling chakra in life, which is being guided by intuition, seeing everything through that. So this could be someone that's coming on the spiritual journey to help you connect with that part of yourself. And it's interesting because the Chariot in the Tarot Marseille talks about spiritual victory and spiritually overcoming things that have been very challenging, which again leads to this idea that this is a very spiritual type connection coming in, a very spiritual being, right? Which doesn't necessarily mean a human being 11:22 on the clock. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a human being. But we also have the 7 of Swords and the 7 with the Chariot here. And 777 is a very spiritual number as well, right? This is about moving you on to the next part of your journey. And it's like you're going to have the ability to move beyond something that's been holding you back here. Yeah, with the 10 of Wands here, ooh, look, and we have the family card here in the reverse. They're going to be helping you deal with unwanted family situations here, but this is someone who you're going to have a friendship with through thick and thin. Like, no matter what y'all go through together, whether this is a person or a spirit guide, it doesn't matter. Whatever you go through, like, you're going to be 2 peas in a far out pod, man. Like, that's it. Y'all are going to go through it together. Okay, and you're going to be there for each other, and this is a very abundant type connection. This is something that, whether it's a spirit guide, an ancestor, an angel, or a guide, whatever it is that you feel it is, the Holy Spirit, God, Jesus, gods and goddesses, deities, whatever it is, this is something that's very grounding for you. This is something that feels very, very, very real. They're going to show you how real they are. This is a person, like, it's not, you're gonna like reach out and touch this person, like, are you actually a real person? Like, do you really exist? It's like you're gonna see the reality of this connection. Okay, and I'm actually really glad that there's these positive messages coming through. We need that at this time. There's been a lot of distraught energy across the collective. Look, we have the Hermit in the reverse. Yeah, and the King of Swords here. This is someone who sees that, well, my ear just popped. It's been clogged all day long, and my ear just popped randomly. It's my right ear, which the right ear is with spiritual growth. That is such a trip. Oh, I feel so much better. So much better. That's how I feel like this person is going to make you feel like relieved. They're taking the pressure off. And whatever the pressure could be, right? It could be just, you know, limiting belief system. It could be toxic patterns that are in our lives from other people, toxic patterns that we ourselves picked up. This could be just thought a thought pattern that we didn't know we actually had that was keeping us in solitude, whatever it is, like they're taking the pressure off, right? They're relieving you of something that maybe you could have dealt with. It wasn't that big of a deal, but then when they take the pressure off, like it's going to feel so freeing. Okay? They're very blunt. This is a very blunt type of energy. This is a very truthful energy coming in. This is someone who knows how to help you defend both sides of yourself. So from people, and this sounds odd, but hang with me as I say this. This is from people who do not want to do the growth. They're going to also help you defend yourself from people who are very, very much involved in the growth. And what I mean by that is they're going to help you listen to your intuition and your discernment and help you figure out what's right for you, right? Because not every spiritual guide out there is right for everyone. And they're going to really, really help you with that. That is so crazy. My ear, I still just feel the relief of it is so great. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal while it was plugged, but now that it's unclogged, it's just... And now, isn't that weird that it happened on your reading, pile number 3? Like, it's something I've been dealing with since this morning, since I woke up. I've been aware of it. It's been there. And then all of a sudden, at that moment, it cleared. Like, just was like, yep, this is how it is. So everything in our lives happens for a purpose. And the only reason they want me to share this is because it's exactly what's going on here. I keep hearing Esther. This could be a situation like what Esther went through. You know, Abraham Hicks, you know how she's like, if you've ever watched one of the videos where she talks about, or well, I guess where they talk about how when she connected with them and them being the guides that channel through her, the wisdom that channels through her, you know, how she was just happily meditating, doing her thing, and then, surprise, here we are. Like, that's very much the type of energy that this is. This is going to be like a surprise, here I am. I'm so glad you opened up to me. Hi, how you doing? My name is Susie Q. My name is John B. Like, whatever it is. Like, this is going to be something that you're going to be able to connect with. 1616 on the clock. Like, they're here. Look, 77, right? 1616. So you may see 77 a lot when this is about to happen. I don't feel like this is yet here, but I do feel like it is beginning to come in, okay? You are in the process of, you know, and we're asking, what do I need to know about someone in my life? But I never made the distinction of it had to be right now. I never did. And Source never channeled that part to me, okay? Which we can absolutely ask in the future. I'll try to make it more specific in the future if that's what you're looking for. But again, this was something that Source wanted. This is something that Source needed. So there's someone here on pile number 3. And as always, pile number 3 is usually my very, 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 very spiritual pile. It's not that the other 2 aren't. It's just that pile number 3 is usually the ones that are very far along on their spiritual journey, who have gotten to a much different place and a much different plane than most of the others. So you have people who are beginning, people who are in the middle, and people who are just well underway. And I feel like for pile 3, you always are well underway on your journey. And that's exactly what it feels like here. There's this bringing a situation to a close here and no longer feeling the need to give that any attention. And they're helping you do that. But it's almost like there's this energy of where you are remembering how you connected with them before. And before could be a past life. Before could be, you know, just in this life. Maybe it's somebody or something that you closed off to when you were younger, when you were a kid. Because of an adult. Because of maybe a father figure or a grandfather in your life. You know, or a Virgo. Or Gemini, you know, and Virgo and Gemini are the complete opposites on the zodiac wheel. And so it's like believing something completely opposite of another and scaring that person into scaring you. And that's what it felt like here. And so you've been doing this work to overcome a lot of different things. And so what you need to know about this being, and I'm just going to call it a being because that's really what it feels like here, this being that's coming into your life or that is in your life, is that they're really here to help you hone in on your self-love, your self-care, taking care of the being that is you, all the while reminding you of your purpose and your path and ahead of you, right? And that is something that's very powerful. It's like you may have been very closed off to this at one point. You may have had your very fixed ideas like, oh, that can happen to some people, but not to me. And this could have been something that was hidden, a hidden desire within that maybe you denied this because of caution, because of suspicion, like, oh my gosh, am I connecting with the devil? Am I connecting with demons? And realizing that when you connect with this energy that it's not, right? Or even with people, even if it's a person, this is that fear of connecting with people who are sociopaths or narcissistic, or, I want to have a direct connection with someone, but what if? And that's the energy that was coming in here. And they're really going to help abolish that for you. Like, they're going to remind you how loving they are, how caring they are. Like, you could be, and I keep hearing it since my ear popped, and now I keep hearing it, you could be opening up to clairaudience, like where you're going to be able to hear disembodied voices. And that's not to scare anybody. Okay, I'm not here trying to scare you. They don't want to scare you. That's not something that, but it's like reopening up to a gift that at one point you denied because maybe it was scary, right? Which is the energy that I'm getting here with the Hermit next to the King of Swords. It's like this energy that it's like, oh, I convinced myself, or someone else convinced me that that's scary. I shouldn't pay any attention to that, or I should deny myself access to that. But here you see that you're trying to break from the past, and they're helping you to break from the past by giving you access to your internal courage and giving you wisdom and knowledge that you need so that you can feel handled to deal with whatever comes next. Like, you're not going to be questioning it. You're not going to be like, oh my gosh, what do I need to do? They're going to come in and they're going to be like, these are the steps that we can take. Ultimately, it will always be your decision. They're not coming in to take your free will. This is someone who's coming in to give you guidance, to be the supportive energy in your life. As I'm saying, you could have very well come here from another pile. And as always, if you watch all three piles, leave a purple heart down below and say, I made it. I know what that means. And it's like, this is someone who's very encouraging to you. But the difference between the other pile, which I'm just going to say is pile 2, because there's only 3 piles here, which is the difference between pile 2 and pile 3, is that pile 2 is an actual physical person. And for you, pile 3, this is not physical. This is something more spiritual. This is something that is, at some point you may wonder, am I going crazy? Am I just like really losing touch with reality, or is this real? And to what point they're going to prove to you how real they are. They are going to show you how real they are, how real this connection between you and them is. And we all have access. It's hard because so many people are like, oh, only certain people have certain gifts. Well, really, because we're all connected, we all have psychic gifts, like all of us. No one is without. It's just that some people have an easier time connecting with theirs than others. And so I feel like this is you opening back up to the ones that you actually, 2222 on the clock. I cannot make this up. That came out in every single pile. That is such a trip. You're reconnecting with your ability to it's like audiently hear things, or you're clairaudiently hearing voices. It's definitely clairaudience, because my ear, that's like, they won't leave that alone. It's clairaudience. Like, this is that really hearing disembodied voices. And I'm just going to tell you, at first, it is very disconcerting. Like, it's whoa, it's strange. But then you realize that they're not here to guide you into bad things. Like, they're really trying to help. Like, you're just able to hear the whispers of it very clearly. And that's what it feels like is happening here. And this is a very sharp type of energy that's coming in. You're going to be very clear and understanding of what is coming in. And they're also coming in to help you win at this fight in life, right? Like, this is becoming evenly balanced in your life. Like, you've done so much healing, you've overcome so many things in your life, that they're coming in to give you that guidance and that clarity. And if it's not clairaudience, this is going to be clairsentience, or claircognizance. Like, it's opening up to a deeper knowing, a deeper understanding, okay, like a deeper feeling. Like, it's like being led by the feelings of into that spiritual journey. So this is someone, and I keep wanting to say something, like it's something. And I have a guide on my team that is not masculine or feminine. It is a very powerful mix of the two. Okay, and I'm never allowed to speak their name to people. Like, they're made it very clear to me that no one's allowed to know their name. I'm the only one that's allowed to know their name. Okay, and I'm not trying to tell you this to scare you, but when I first met this guide, I was like, oh my gosh, like, what are you? And they're just like, I'm your guide. That's it. Like, there's no, but it's not any type of energy that I'd ever connected with, nor have I ever connected with since. It's not that I haven't connected with great big energies, but this particular guide is just a very huge mix of both masculine and feminine. So it's not a he, it's not a she, it is really a they. And that is what, and it's so weird. Like, it's just something that's so strong. And I feel like this is something like what you're going to connect with is someone, it's a they, like it's a very big energy that isn't like, oh, she or he, even if they have like a masculine name or a feminine name, it's going to be something that's more like a they, like, and you're going to be like, whoa, like, I get it. Like, I get this mix of yin and yang. I get this mix of masculine and feminine. And this energy is going to be very much showing you how to connect on a deeper level. And I cannot make this up, but it's like every second that goes by on your reading, my ear gets more and more open. Like, it popped. It's completely clear, but it's like everything around is getting louder and louder and louder and louder. And so it feels like this voice is going to show up as a small whisper at first, and then it's the more you connect, the louder it's going to get and the easier it's going to be for you to connect with this. I don't feel like this is a challenge for you at all, okay? So I'm really glad at the beginning they made me say, keep an open mind for your reading, because holy Toledo, we just went entirely different. And, you know, sometimes I do get clients that ask me why they go that way, but, you know, again, tarot is a very unique thing. You know, it's like I can force it to tell you what you want to hear, but that's not the type of reader that I am. Like, I am someone here that's here to tell you what is coming through on the cards. I'm an energy reader. I read the energy. I don't even necessarily read the cards. I can share with you what the meanings of the cards do, and I often do share the meaning of the cards with you as I'm going through just very generic meanings of the cards. But just like with the dice, the energy becomes very apparent. And isn't it funny, because I was saying this is a very feminine energy. So this, and then we have very masculine energy here with the cards, except for the Cancer. And yes, Virgo is a feminine side, but it's still this masculine energy depicted by the Hermit. So that's why I'm saying, like, this is a very even balanced type of energy. Someone who's connecting with you with your third eye. Ooh, some of you guys could be getting, and I'm not sure what is that called, when you get clear vision, like you're seeing with your third eye. Ooh, that's exciting. That's one of my favorites, is the vision one. Like, that's because it's fun. It's just a lot of fun. So anyways, I really like your reading. Okay, we have House 7, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. This is going to be a very intimate connection. This is something that is, I keep hearing behind closed doors. Like, this is not that you're only going to connect with them behind closed doors. They're going to be with you always. But I feel like this is something that, like, you're not really going to be able to share this with others. You're not going to be able to go out to your friends or to your family and say, hey, guess what? Like, they're going to probably be very clear about it too. Like, you know, don't tell anybody my name. Don't tell anybody, you know, what I tell you all the time. Like, it's okay to talk about me, but don't give away really intimate things, because this is something that's meant for you. Like, there's a reason that they're connecting with you. This is your guide. This is your being. This is your connection. On the bottom, look, we have House 10, structure, discipline, life, mission, accomplishments, and careers. And look, trine underneath that, angelic support, harmony, and perfect flow. This is someone here that's going to help you make the best decisions for yourself to get you on your path of purpose. And then again, with trine, we have that idea of this is a very spiritual connection. This is coming from source energy. This is coming from the spiritual realm. Okay, they're a very high vibrational being. This is someone who's going to treat you with unconditional love, but not love like what you might know it to be. Okay, like not I'll only love you when. This is a being that's going to show you unconditional love. Wow, my nose is going crazy. The way that it should be, which means that sometimes there's going to be times where you need tough love, right? Because unconditional love, it's not love with punishment. That's not what that is. So tough love is saying, like, look, I'm giving you the guidance, and if you refuse to take it, you have to deal with the circumstances. Plain and simple. Like, that's it. If you take the guidance, then it might be difficult, but I promise you that it's going to go well. Like, it's that type of love, right? Yeah, this is something that you've been afraid of. This is something, but look, this is wolf peeking out. I know it. Yes. Authenticity. This is a part of your path. And then we have, I think this is 22. Yep, 22. And wasn't it 22 on all 3 readings? Have you been watching all 3 readings? I love you. Thank you if you have. But if not, just like, this is something that you're going to be learning, and that this is something that connects with you authentically. But it is something at one point in time that you were afraid of. Look, ancestor card. I was trying to put the deck away and this got stuck to my thumb, and we have the ancestor card right underneath that. So this could be an ancestor coming in. Okay, don't knock the ancestors. I've just been recently connecting with ancestors this year, and it has been a roller coaster ride of amazingness. Loyalty. They're going to be loyal to you. They are loyal to you. Like, that's it. Even now, if you can't hear them just yet, if you're not able to connect with them yet, like, they're still loyal to you. That's it. You're the person that they're helping on this mission. And they see you as their equal. I love this with equality and seahorse. But see, again, this idea, they're on your shoulder. They're watching you. They're helping you. They're here for a lifetime. Okay, and you may very well come from pile 2, because pile 2, I believe, got the seahorse from the other animal deck. But this is again, a different type of energy. Not the same as you, a different type of energy. It's not... again, it feels like it's not human. Like, it just feels, and I'm not trying to say that to scare, I know sometimes that freaks people out, but it really feels like a spiritual being. Like, I've connected with so many guides and ancestors, spiritual beings, and it's like, that's what it feels like to me, as a spiritual being. Okay? Definitely a guide of some sort. Someone that's going to be very loyal to you. Look at this. Oh, I love this already. We have Dreamtime creation and movement. Yeah, this is something that maybe at one point you really dreamed that you could connect with your guides in this way. And now that's moving into your life. Like, this is like you opening up to that ability within yourself, which is very, very profound. Look, it's an activation. This is an initiation. Again, the whispers of the wind, right? Like, that's what it's like, the whispers. You're going to be hearing the whispers. Can I just say thank you for being you, Pile 3? Like, seriously. Thank you so much for being you. I love all of my tribe. I really do. So I don't want to, it's not special treatment or anything. Right now, I just want to say thank you for being you, because this has been such a profound reading. Act as if. Look, and we have 14 and 14. So 5 and 5 coming out together here. This is an uncomfortable place of change. It is. It's going to be 32 on the clock. 5 again. Okay. This is a very uncomfortable place of change. This is something that is going to be different, but it's also going to make you stand out, and it's also going to make you feel more of yourself. Let your light shine through. Okay. Acting as if. Ooh, I love this. I love this. All right. Let's get into it. Bring your ideas to life. Number 24, which is 6 in numerology, which is balance, harmony, resolution, seeing yourself through the eyes of the divine, seeing yourself through eyes of unconditional love. So again, this is someone who's coming in to show you unconditional love. Like, no matter what, they're going to show you how you deserve to be treated by being that loyal energy in your life and helping you move towards what you want to create in this lifetime. Again, very spiritual, right? This is Pisces energy in this deck. And you have the water here, which is also water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. You have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy here. So you could have the 12th house in one of the water signs. You could have your 7th house in Cancer. You could also have a moon. Yeah, a moon in Cancer or the Venus in Cancer is what I'm hearing as well. Okay. And again, water energy. So you could have water highly aspect in your chart. They're helping you find a resolution to your journey, though. Like this is them coming in from a much different. This is just different. This is different, right? This is connecting to your emotions. They're going to help you find a guide system through your emotional turmoil, through the hardships in your life. Like they're just really being this kind, gentle, guiding energy for you on your journey. And this is someone that you're going to be connecting with for the rest of your life. Like there is no going back. Okay, let's get some I Ching guidance on this for pile number 3, Source. What is the I Ching have to tell us about this entity that's coming into their life, this being, this connection? What does the I Ching have to say? Okay, they want that one. All right. May I please have another one here, Source? What does the I Ching have to say? Okay, thank you. All right. Now let me grab the I Ching book. The massive book here. It's huge, so... And the I Ching just means the book of changes. Okay, this is the book if you're wondering what it is, so you guys can check it out. This is something I've been studying for a while. Okay, so what do we have here? Oh, you've got... No, I'm done. So I don't know all the names, but I know number 1 is heaven. Okay, number 1, the hexagram is heaven, because it's heaven and heaven on top of heaven in our our earthly body, and heaven in our astrological body. Okay, and let me just talk about this for just a second. In I Ching, you read from the bottom up, and you always have 6 lines which equal the hexagram. Okay, and there's 64. There was 8 originally, and then they made each one connect with another one, which eventually made it a 64 hexagram oracle. And you have the first 3 talk about the material world, man's body, okay? And the top 3 are, you can connect it with mind or the astrological body, but it's more or less the heaven's will, right? Being able to connect with the crown and above, right? And so this is very, very interesting that this is the card that came out, because we're talking about a very spiritual connection, a very spiritual being here coming into your life. And so you have heaven, which changes then to number 3. Ooh, that's a lot of changing lines for you. Look at this. And I don't know what 3 is. I don't know the name of 3, but I know that number 1 is heaven. I know that. And you could be like, why don't you know more? No, it's just, I mean, this book is over 900 pages long. So it's just, there's a lot to learn from these. It's just not one thing, right? Okay. So in this book, and I'll show you, like in this book, it is called Creative Power. But if you look here, you have heaven and heaven, right? Which makes up the hexagram. That's what it makes up, okay? So it's just... Oh, okay. Heaven's blessing. The creative power awakens a dragon. All right. It says, we had been hidden, or what had been hidden is now ascending. Take pause before you proceed on your endeavor, and be sure of your course of action before you proceed. Know who you are. Know where you come from. Be humble and modest. Be above reproach. Then those who seek to harm will be rendered harmless. You will become the dragon that emerges from the depths, visible and rising above your peers. A pillar of beneficent astral light guides your movements. Astral light guides your movements. I cannot make this up. Thank you, I Ching. Thank you. Oh, you face a moment of choice. The temporal or the spiritual. I love this. Endurance and patience will be required of you, as what is to unfold shall do for a prolonged length of time. Okay, and your changing lines are 2, 3, 4, and 6. Okay, we'll check that out. It says the key of heaven is full of vigor, powerful in action, and heals what is ailing. Harnessing of the key of heaven, and the sage strives to be strong and capable and never ceases in the striving. Know what is weak within you and strengthen it. The sage maintains power by using that power for the greater good, aligned with the divine and not to further any self-interest. When the directive power above increases, so does the direct power below. It is now a period of expansion for you, sublime success, favors bestowed from heaven, ruling a splendorous kingdom bestowed with the graces of heaven and furthering the endeavors towards greatness. You are a pioneer. You wield both creativity and perseverance. And the Seven of Swords talks about perseverance. That's what it means. You've overcome. You've gone on the long journey. My apologies. I kicked the camera. It's perseverance. So we have that being reiterated here. Take pause before you proceed on your endeavor. Do not act on impulse. Instead, be a channel for the directive power of heaven. That's it. You're opening up to your channel. This is so, thank you. There is a marked difference between hearing your ego and listening to the voice of divinity. What is happening right now? What? Wow. Sorry, I'm on next level here. Like, this is insane. I love this. Listen to the directive voice of divinity. I'm sorry. I am like so tripped out and amazed right now. Just in awe of this amazing. Thank you, Source. Thank you, I Ching. Thank you. Just thank you. You want to be assured of your course of action before you proceed. Once you are assured of your course of action, act swiftly, firmly, and with conviction. You will not go wrong. Thank you, fly. You will be... Look at this fly. You see this fly right here? Persistence. Staying persistent on your journey. That's what flies mean. The spirituality of persistence. They are among other things. Everybody thinks they're gross, and maybe they are, but isn't it interesting he wants to be on the heaven card? Now he's on my fingers. Okay, fly, thank you. You will become the dragon that emerges from the depths and becomes visible, rising above your peers. Know who you are before you proceed. Know where you want to go. If and when you can say for certain to yourself who you are, where you want to go, your creative power shall align with your will, and your will shall align with the divine will. And the divine will bring you immense success and fulfillment. This is an amazing part of your journey. Okay, so we have line 2. A dragon seen in the field. Favorable to meet the eminent one. What had been hidden is now ascending. Great power is seen. The eminent one will show you the way. You have talent, but you need guidance. Oh, I love this. Like will attract like. That which is contrary will dilute you. Be cautious of who you associate with. Only associate with those who empower, amplify, and support you. At this time, it is beneficial to associate with one in a position of power who can influence others. It is now time to make your appearance. You are ready to be seen, you are ready to be seen, so be seen. Make your entrance into society. Show up, appearing as the dragon appears in the field. You are destined to gain great influence. So we have the third line as well, which is the sage forges and builds until the end of the day, until exhaustion. Nightfall under the light of the crescent moon. Stay cautious, alert, stay sharp. Be perseverant by day, be vigilant by night, and then no harm will come. When the sun shines and life-giving energy is around you, create and be productive. Persevere, be diligent, work. When the day's work is done and the night falls, stay alert. Be protective and guard what you've built. Power rising is seen, inviting wicked forces to tamper beneath the cloak of night. There are risks involved and uncertainty. Keep to pace of the divine, slow when it is slow, fast when it is fast. Do so and no mistakes will be made. Be above reproach. Then those who seek to harm will be rendered harmless. The fourth line, perhaps the dragon will leap into the abyss, delving upon the profound, remaining faultless, and no harm shall come. An ascending dragon comes to a crossroad. You are in a transitional period. The dragon will either remain in the profane, or the dragon will take a leap of faith into the abyss and delve into the profound. You face a moment of choice. One choice is a life in public service in the sunlight where the dragon flies among the clouds. The other choice is in solitude, privacy, where the dragon becomes king of an unknown abyss. Both will bring you fulfillment. Both will have challenges. It is up to you which you shall choose. No choice is better than the other. Divine will cares not which you choose. Both lead to success. Either path will yield success and fruition. No blame and no harm shall befall. You decide whether to bask in the sunlight by the shores or plunge submerged into a mysterious, uncharted void. Okay, and then we have the 6th line. The arrogant and reckless dragon will repent. Do not forget where you came from. Remain humbled. Stay modest. Live the simple life. Be obliging and referential. If you misuse or misdirect your creative powers, heaven will retract the blessings you have been endowed with. Heed this message with care. So always remain humble on the journey. Will help connect you with this amazing energy. And it could very well be that this is a dragon that's coming into you. Let's see. If all 6 lines in the divination are changing into hexagram 2, then the following great change will apply. But it's not. It is changing into hexagon 3, which is initial challenge. Okay. We have thunder on the bottom and water on top. Okay. It says challenging at the beginning leave you feeling defeated. You have not been defeated. The matter is merely in an undeveloped stage. And we said that. Like, this is going to be something that takes practice. You're going to start by hearing one whisper one time, and then it's going to grow after patience and practice, right? You have been challenged. Failures at the beginning, even repeated missteps, are blessings of strength. When you finally succeed, it will far surpass any success that came before. You will hold on to it with longevity. Such is a blessing heaven seeks to endow you with. Initial challenges are mysterious ways of the Tao. Okay, and that's a thing, like, we see this. This is a long time connection. This is something that's not just going to go away. And this is the blessing from source. Like, this is something that's meant to be a part of your challenge. So I'm just going to, let's see. Difficulty at the beginning. A blade of grass will push against its obstacle when it sprouts out of the earth. The first meeting of heaven and earth is often beset with difficulties. The sage shall not sort the silk threads and braid them. By means and ability you met with great auspicious and power. Your will is in alignment with heaven's will. Favorable gains for the Marquis's undertaking. Okay, and let's see. You nurture within you a rising power. An auspicious omen, favors bestowed. So we have the 2nd line, the 3rd, the 4th, and the 6th. 2nd line, it says, ingress and egress for the hamlet are blocked. Difficulty in the advance, and so you falter. The cavalry is in pursuit. They attack, seizing the opportunity. They are mistaken for bandits when they have come to seek marriage. Right? That's what I was saying. Like, don't be afraid of this energy. This is someone who's coming to be in connection with you. But it may seem very scary at first. Right? The maiden finds it difficult to conceive. 10 years pass before she delivers. The going will get harder and progress will be hindered. There are delays. The cavalry falls back. You now feel unsure of your own mission. See, 10 years repeats a whole cycle. You are at the beginning of a new cycle, and there is much more to endure before you attain success. So don't lose hope. This is the beginning of a new cycle. You may be like, 10 years? Like, that's a long time, but it's worth it. Okay, they're saying this is worth it. So we have the 3rd line is chasing a deer into the forest is not a you hunting unaccompanied by the officer of the grounds. The sage knows when to turn back. Going forward brings regret. It says, when lost, do not wander. Desperation tempts you to wander, but the philosopher sage will remain still. Stay where you are, trace your steps backward. The virtue is to adopt is centering. Forego the objective. Forget the deer. It was never as though you. Priorities have shifted, okay? And so they're just saying, like, let yourself stay still when things are getting hard. There's no sense in pushing forward, right? So we have the fourth line. Horse and chariot ready, but without direction. Seek an alliance before advancing. To go forth is unity. In unity is auspicious for all. You think you're prepared to move forward, but you lack direction. Bring together what you have been keeping separate and merge as one. You'll realize a newfound strength. Counsel at this stage. Join an alliance. Contribute to a greater force. And then the fifth line says, the blessing brings difficulty. Benefits are stalled. Prognostication for minor undertakings is auspicious. Prognostication for major undertakings is inauspicious. External forces of the opposition are sustainable, and you will feel tempted to try to beat them with greater and equal force of your own. That is unwise and will not yield positive and productive results. Instead, acknowledge the opposition and proceed with calculated, measured small steps. Persevere in small scale, step by step, small step. You will wear away the opposing force and prevail. Do not try to swing the hammer with one great force or you will lose. Instead, chip away diligently, little by little. And I feel like this is just saying, like this energy of whittling it away. Like, you're not meant to just connect with this right out the gate. Like, they're going to come in and it's going to be like, I connect with them, I don't connect with them. I connect with them, I don't connect with them. I connect with them, I don't connect with them. And then it's, again, it's this energy of like allowing patience to pursue here. Okay, you're not in control. Knowing that you are unable to control the situation is causing you to falter. Don't let yourself falter here. Let it be what it's meant to be, okay? Because especially with the spiritual, the more that we try to control the outcome, the less we have control. and the more we lose touch with it. So let's see what your Kuan Yin card is. I absolutely love your reading. It went way longer than the others, but I won't tell if you don't. We have the Amaryllis Lute with number 34. It's interesting. This is the very first card when I got this deck. This is the very first card that I drew. Interesting. Okay. And I believe this has to do with listening. Again, hearing the sound of the flute. So there's something about your internal hearing opening up. They've been very clear about that this whole reading. You've won a victory, beloved. Victory with the chariot, right? A victory over the past. And the Amaryllis Lute is sounding through every cell of your being, heralding your rising vibration as you leave fear behind you. And we had fear come out once again. In fact, the lute says you are growing fast and spiritually. You are outgrowing your old life even more so. When your vibration changes, so too does your life, beloved. This is natural. It is safe and loving for you to release that which no longer feels right for you. No matter how much it was important in your old life, it might not have the same place in your new life. Just as a musical instrument can play notes at higher or lower vibrations, your own vibration is being refined as you are growing so fast spiritually. This is wonderful. Be brave as you trust that you are allowed. Indeed, you are spiritually encouraged to allow your vibration to continue rising, even though that sometimes means leaving people, places, situations, and things behind. Some people and situations will grow with you and at an equal pace, and others will meet you in the next upward spiral of your unfolding consciousness and life path, and still others will weigh you down, and you will need to let them go so that they may live their own destiny according to their own choices and timing. The more you allow yourself to raise your vibration, to shine victorious in your journey from fear to peace, the more you will be able to benefit from the quick unfoldment of your higher destiny in your life. The Amaryllis Lute calls you upward into your own soul vibration. The healing instrument of the Divine Mother Goddess Kuan Yin sounds within your cells, helping you to continue to raise your vibration into peace. You will feel the effect of the Amaryllis Lute when you feel that you want to be more discerning about what you consume and how it might affect you positively and negatively. This might be food, it might be relationships, energy, visual and reading materials and musics, environments, and emotional tendencies in certain friendships or work environments. This doesn't require stringent or fanatical approaches, but the lute opens you to a greater awareness of how you best work to raise your own vibration. You don't have to make dramatic changes to have dramatic effects. Even a small change in not gossiping and choosing to not engage in non-constructive arguments can make a world of difference. Choosing to smile more, to be gentler and kinder to yourself and others, to not be a doormat, and to be firm and loving about meeting your own needs are ways to raise your vibration too. Chanting, meditation, and dance can help too. Let the Amaryllis lute sound and guide you to the most beautiful and enjoyable ways for your vibration to rise. Remember that what works for another might not work for you, so it is an experiment and a fun one at that. So this is just a very profound message. Honestly, this is like one of the most spiritual messages I think I've ever channeled. Because it's like, really, truly, what information do you need to know about someone in your life? It's a spiritual being that's coming into your life. Whether they're here now or not, or it's coming, this is something that's going to happen, okay, on your journey. And it's very profound, and it's very, 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 very big. This is a very big energy. This could be some being from the dragon realm. This could be some being, I'm hearing, from the higher realms. So we're talking like the 16th dimension and above. So this is a very high vibrational being that's coming in with wisdom that is difficult for our minds to comprehend, but you're meant to receive this, and you're meant to help decipher it, to lead the masses here into a new place, into a new vibrational journey. Okay, so I love this reading. I love it. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a dragon emoji down below and say, I open my heart up to the mysteries that Source has in store for my journey, knowing that that's safe and meant for me. Leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I loved this message. I loved it. I cannot say enough about it. I loved reading this. Thank you so much for letting me do this for you. And I want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my guides for coming together to give us this incredible channeling. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.